WIP HD1 Philadelphia. Sports Radio 94 WIP presents the Eagles Radio Network. The Eagles return from Brazil victorious.
He is down and the game is over. Zach Bourne for the second sack.
Tonight, they take flight once again, ready to dominate the primetime stage for the home opener.
You want to be the best in the world at something. You want to get better every week.
Against the Atlanta Falcons. Today's game is sponsored in part by PNC Bank, Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey, PDQ Restaurant Point of Sale Systems, your Delaware Valley Honda dealers, Verizon, and Piazza Auto Group. You're listening to the Verizon Pregame Show on the Eagles Radio Network, presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865.
Welcome to the Verizon Pregame Show. The Philadelphia Eagles powered by Verizon. We are live, Lincoln Financial Field at the Pepsi Plaza. Joe Giglio joined.
It just felt like I should have growled with that.
Little growl there, Hugh.
I mean,
joined.
I don't know if
a plant-based growl right
No,
there?
I'm not saying it couldn't go. That don't sound right. I don't know. It just felt like it should have been a growl or something.
Well, we're off to a flying start here. Joe Giglio, Hugh Douglas, Ike Reese, Elliott Shore-Parks, Ruben, Frank. Later on, we'll be joined by Dave Spadero, Howard Eskin, and a quarterback named Nick Foles will be part of the show coming up next hour. The 1-0 Eagles, the 0-1 Falcons, Monday Night Football. It is Nick Foles night. Welcome, everyone, to the real home opener, Ike Reese, as the Eagles come in at 1-0, favorite to win tonight. We got a lot to talk about. Of course, starting with an injury to the Eagles' star wide receiver, no A.J. Brown. Ike, how are we feeling as we get ready for Monday Night Football?
I feel good tonight. I feel good. You know, I enjoyed listening to the show on the way into the stadium today. A lot of scared, a lot of nervous people on that midday show. That's all I'm saying.
I tried to keep people in order, but
Yeah.
some people are just afraid. One little injury.
Listen, I'm not afraid. I'm just concerned. It's a big difference. But see, I see, like, you people like to use those words, those trigger words like scared and stuff like that. It's not scared. I feel like when I speak about football, I speak from a logical standpoint, which a lot of times, let's just be honest, sometimes people don't, because they start give me excuses. Oh, it's Nick Foles night and all this other stuff.
That's right.
Which I understand. I totally get that.
That matters.
But what I'm trying to tell you is this: A.J. Brown ain't playing. That's all I said, and that's cause for concern. We are a better team with him on the field than we are with him off the field.
Of course.
But we want to act like, oh, it's Nick Foles night.
Well,
we don't need him. We don't need to be at full strength. The hell if we don't. I would love to be at full strength every Sunday, or in this case Monday, when we play. Full strength.
see, my dog hot right now. He's been dealing with this all day.
I feel attacked. hey, listen.
With callers.
Don't
I'm
be
like,
like
they've been fighting callers all day. My dog is hot right
listen,
now.
Don't be speaking with family business.
I'm just saying, I got to know how to proceed. So I know I got to proceed with caution. You know what I mean?
I just feel attacked.
Yeah,
I feel attacked.
I don't want you to feel attacked. I don't want you to feel attacked because he's giving you a reasonable, logical explanation for why he feels the way that he feels. I just think that tonight at home in front of this fan base, listen, the Atlanta Falcons are going to have to play. Well, the Atlanta Falcons are going to have to play above and beyond to get a win in here tonight.
Totally agree.
So if they are expecting the Eagles to help them win tonight, that's not going to happen. I think you're going to get. I think you're going to get one of Jalen's best games.
The Eagles have helped a lot of teams over the last year.
Here you come.
It's the truth. In the past 19 games, they've won 2 of them by 10-plus points. This team keeps bad teams in games with mistakes. Now the Packers are a great team, but they made mistakes last night to keep that thing close. Jalen made the mistakes. They had the fumbles that could have made it worse. So they are way better than the
10-plus
Falcons.
points.
Yeah,
What if I told you that the Super Bowl champions from last year had one of the smallest margins of victory that any Super Bowl champion has ever had?
That's fine. I don't care. They've won Super Bowls.
Yeah, he don't care.
No, my point in saying that is even the best team doesn't blow out everybody.
No, but the point
That's the
I'm
point
making
that I'm making. So you and your 10-point wins.
Well, it matters.
This isn't Central State
Hold up. I took a
But
bullet.
what I'm saying is, in a game that will be close, not having AJ really matters because in the fourth quarter they're going to need big fourth.
In a game that will be close, it matters if our quarterback wasn't here. I understand AJ is a very good wide receiver. I think he's the best player on the team. I've said that
too. I agree.
from day one. But this team is good enough, and they have talent all over the field on the offense that I'm not so sure how much we're going to miss AJ tonight.
All right, Ruben, how big of a deal is it tonight? No AJ Brown. The numbers for Jalen Hurts, because that's what it all comes down to, right? How Hurts plays without Brown. The numbers.
Spread the ball
well,
around.
he's got it. Ruben, you look at the numbers in his career. Jalen Hurts before AJ Brown got here. Jalen Hurts since AJ Brown got here. Two different players. Like one guy's bottom 10 quarterback, one guy's a top 10 quarterback. Ruben, how big of a deal tonight? No AJ.
Yeah, I mean, he only had one full season without AJ, but yeah, I mean, it's a big deal. And I think we're going to learn really where this team is, because if this was last year and you lose, they lost AJ for the Tampa playoff game and you see what happened. I don't think they would have won the game with him, but it would have maybe been a little more competitive. So yeah, they lose their best player. I still think they're going to win, but I think last year, there's still that lingering doubt how much they've moved on from what that team was. And I think, the Packers game, they couldn't put that team away.
It looked like last year's team.
It kind of felt a little bit like last year. They just kept the team in the game. So I want to see them come out without – I mean, what's the lesson we learned about Nick Foles? Nick's here today. He's getting honored. Carson got hurt. Nick came in and made the plays he had to because they were a team and they were a great team. It wasn't about the one guy. So I think we'll learn what kind of team this is tonight if they can get past missing a really good player. But on paper, without AJ, they're still a better team.
Damn right. Did you guys forget Saquon Barkley?
We shouldn't have after last week.
Saquon Barkley is on this team?
Yes, he is.
You mean the guy that's the favorite right now for the Offensive Player of the Year
Yeah,
in the NFL?
I mean, my goodness, Saquon Barkley, and this is where Kellen Moore comes in at. He has the task of redevising the offense now that AJ isn't in the game plan. But you still got 26 in the backfield. And 26 in the backfield is pretty damn special. He's pretty damn special. So Atlanta is going to have to put more attention on trying to stop Saquon. That's going to give Devontae one-on-one matchups. That's going to give Dallas Goedert one-on-one matchups. Jalen just needs to let the offense work for him. Don't feel the need to have to try to force anything. As long as because those interceptions came from bad decision-making and trying to do too much. It didn't come from because he didn't know where the blitz was coming from or he didn't know where to go with the football. It was, to me, it probably had more to do with not playing in the preseason, T-Roy, and having a little rust than anything else. It's a Jalen Hurts game tonight.
Well, it's got to be.
So there's been a lot of Jalen Hurts slander the last week.
When you throw the ball to the team 4 times, there's going to be questions. But
including by me.
It is a Hurts game tonight. He's got to play well.
Way to be transparent.
He's got to play well.
It's tough love, though.
Well, sometimes you need that, right?
Yeah,
sometimes you need
love.
that. Elliott tonight, so it's going to be a Saquon game without AJ, but it's got to be a Devontae Smith game. We always say Devontae Smith's one of, if not the best number 2 in the NFL. Well, Elliott tonight, he gets a chance to show he could be a number 1 because
honestly, for me, I know Devontae's a great player. If he doesn't have a great game tonight, I'm not going to say he can't be a number 1 or anything like that. He's put up big numbers without AJ here. He'll do it in other games when AJ's not here. For me, tonight is about Jahan Dotson. And tonight will basically decide if trading a 3rd-round pick for him was a good trade or not. Because this is why you traded for him. This exact moment. They didn't trade a 3rd for him so that he could get 0 targets in game 1 but play all the snaps. They traded a 3rd for him so that if AJ or Devontae goes down, you have somebody that has taken a lot of snaps on the outside.
He's also been here for about 3 weeks, and I don't think he's ready for this. I think I'll tell you what. I think there's a better chance Paris Campbell is the 3rd guy or the next guy, the second outside guy.
If Paris Campbell is the better player than John Dotson,
I didn't say I think he's a better player. I think he's more ready because he was here all summer. He knows the offense. He's got chemistry with Jalen.
Yeah, I agree with that. But the 3rd-round pick's a 3rd-round pick.
What did you see from Dotson?
But they traded a 3rd for him. So
but that doesn't.
But what I'm saying is tonight we'll decide if that was good value or not. I agree, Paris Campbell, because he's had more snaps here, he's known the offense for longer. I could see him having a big game. But Paris Campbell's the one on the practice squad. Jahan Dotson's the one that was a former 1st-round pick that they traded a 3 for.
He's been here 3 weeks. I don't know if it's long enough.
All right.
There's also another path here, guys. The defense could play well, and they could stop the Falcons, who couldn't move the football last week. I mean, the Steelers shut them down at home last week. Hugh, do you expect the defense to play better tonight than they did last week against the Packers?
See, that remains to be seen because I feel like when you say play better, I immediately think about the edge rushers. And I think about the game that the Pittsburgh Steelers had against the Atlanta Falcons. Now, another thing that I also think about, John, we talked about this today, is if I'm playing for the Atlanta Falcons and I just got my quarterback killed last week, and that's all I heard about all week long is that my quarterback got killed because he was a statue, then I think I'm going to go into this game knowing that the Eagles are going to have to try to get after the quarterback, trying to do the best that I possibly can not to get him killed. So I'm thinking there's going to be a heavy dose of Bijan. And the thing that concerns me is the fact that we gave up damn near 200 yards rushing last week, and they didn't even want to run the football. Like if the Green Bay Packers would have stayed committed to running the football, we might be having a different conversation today, but they didn't do that.
Well, 7.5 yards a carry, and they stopped doing it.
Yep.
Yeah, they'd be more concerned. I mean, there would be. I mean, Hugh, if they lost the first game, there'd be way more concern tonight. I'm just saying we're going to put a lot on Dotson and Paris Campbell and Jalen Hurts and Saquon and Devontae. The defense if the defense plays well tonight, it mitigates it. AJ is lost more if it's a shootout. If the game is 23-20, they can get to 23 points without AJ Brown.
Yeah.
But they need to stop the other team.
Yeah.
They might need to get to about 30.
The most.
Listen, the defense, by the way, can we get the defensive line, primarily the outside rushers, to show up tonight?
That's what I'm saying.
Bryce Huff, let's go.
How about put Bryce Huff on the field? He was fourth in snaps among edge rushers. That's a joke. He has to be number one.
How about get a pressure?
I don't want to hear. No, he doesn't. He earned it by getting $34 million guaranteed. This idea.
He earned that with the Jets.
He has to separate himself. He has to separate himself from the edge rushers.
Song, what have you done for me
That's
lately?
exactly right.
He didn't do that here.
How about Hugh Douglas has as many sacks over the last 9 games as Josh Sweat?
And Hugh can't run anymore. We all know that. All right.
That's not true.
On the other side, we'll dive more into the play of the quarterback. And up and down week one, what do we expect tonight from Jalen Hurts? This is the Eagles Radio Network presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865 on 94 WIP.
This is Brian Dawkins, Hall of Fame safety and AAA member. And I know the importance of someone having your back on and off the field. With AAA, you'll have peace of mind knowing that you're covered with the gold standard of roadside assistance in any car, anytime, anywhere. And on the plus side, MVP members get 15% off at the Pro Shop, a chance to win game tickets and exclusive access to team events. So don't fumble this opportunity. Join today at AAA.com/Eagles.
Sometimes your phone breaks.
Ugh. Dude. What the... Oh, seriously?
Hey, life happens. But at Verizon, we got you. Trade in any phone from one of our top brands in any condition, guaranteed, and get a great deal on the Google Pixel 9 with Unlimited Ultimate. And turn...
No!
Into... Oh, yeah! Only on Verizon.
Hey, Eagles fans, are you sidelined by joint pain? Rothman's got you. At Rothman Orthopedics, practicing specialized orthopedic care has been their passion for over 50 years. That's 50 years of high-quality, compassionate, affordable care with physicians who are dedicated to advanced treatment options and better outcomes. So you can tailgate like a pro, watch our Eagles fly, and root for our birds like no other fans in the country. They're Rothman Orthopedics, and they specialize in you.
True Philly fans know that thirsty birds fly faster with Bird Gang Spirits. Bird Gang's starting lineup of bourbon, vodka, and tequilas are made for true Philly fans. The pre-gamers, the tailgaters, dieharders, and lifelongers. This year's limited edition release of Bird Gang commemorates the 75th anniversary of the Eagles' 1949 World Championship. Pick up a bottle at your liquor store today or order directly at BOTLD.com. Bird Gang Spirits. Go Birds! 2024 Bird Gang Spirit. Direct delivery available only to PA residents. Please drink responsibly. When it comes to unique experiences, pick Tick Pick, an official fan experience partner of the Philadelphia Eagles. With no hidden fees ever, pick Tick Pick to attend an exclusive tailgate in Tick Pick Landing at Lincoln Financial Field. A chance to win prizes or hold the American flag on the field pregame for every Eagles home game. You'll even have a chance to win a pair of tickets to the Eagles-Dallas game on December 29th. Download the Tick Pick app and enjoy the best experiences supporting your Philadelphia Eagles this season.
By the time you're finished listening to this Pepsi Zero Sugar, you'll be 15 seconds closer to kickoff. Stock up now Eagles game day is so close, you can almost taste it. Eagles watching. Better with Pepsi.
This football season, get in the game at Acme. Buy participating products and receive touchdown tokens to redeem for entries into the Swoop In and Win sweepstakes. You can win 2025 Eagles season tickets or autographed Eagles merch and more. Acme, the official supermarket of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Is the official ticket marketplace of the Eagles and the NFL. Ticketmaster's got the best way to take it to the house when it comes to being there live. They're the safest and most convenient marketplace to score fully verified tickets. And even if your plans get broken up or turned over, Ticketmaster gives you more flexibility to sell your seats. Want to meet up with your crew? Transferring your tickets is an easy handoff. So get those touchdown celebrations ready and score your tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Eagles.
Sometimes your phone breaks.
Ugh. Dude. What the? Oh, seriously?
Hey, life happens. But at Verizon, we got you. Trade in any phone from one of our top brands in any condition, guaranteed, and get a great deal on the Google Pixel 9 with unlimited Ultimate. And turn
No!
into, oh, yeah! Only on Verizon.
There are lessons to be learned every day, and every day is an opportunity to find our purpose. It begins with a game plan, not just thinking about short-term wins, but long-term goals. We are all quarterbacks of our financial future, and we have to be boldly committed to the process. Because when the lights are on, that's when preparation meets opportunity. Build your tomorrow at LincolnFinancial.com.
Lincoln Financial is the marketing name for Lincoln National Corporation and affiliates, copyright 2024. Lincoln Financial is a sponsor of Jalen Hurts, who has received compensation.
This is Brandon Graham. Eagles football plays here. 94 WIP.
This is the Verizon pregame show on Eagles Radio.
Welcome back to the Verizon pregame show. The Philadelphia Eagles powered by Verizon as we get set for the Eagles and Falcons Monday Night Football tonight. It is Nick Foles night. Nick Foles will join us right here on the Pepsi Plaza coming up about an hour from right now. We got a lot to get to here, guys. But we need to talk about the quarterback. He's the player to watch, sponsored by the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers, Local 1 of Pennsylvania and Delaware, building the city and surrounding counties one brick, one stone, and one tile at a time for over 150 years. All right, week one, Jalen Hurts. I'll say it generously, up and down. Some good, but also some stuff that was not good, Elliot.
He flashed.
He flashed you. He did. He flashed. But he also threw the football to the other team about 4 times. All right, Hugh, let's start with you. What do you expect tonight out of Jalen? Because week one, I'll just say it very simply. He needs to be better than he was week one for the Eagles to be as good as we expect.
I think Jalen's going to be a lot more comfortable. I think being here, being at home is going to help with that. Let's be honest, man. The field was a factor last week. Whether or not nobody wants to admit that, the field was a factor last week.
Well, the field had nothing to do with those interceptions.
Yeah. Well, okay, I'm talking about as far as the slipping and everything else. Right. The interceptions, I can't blame the field for that. But the slipperiness and all that other good stuff, I blame the field for that. But I think Jalen's going to come out tonight and he's going to make a point. I think Saquon Barkley and Jalen have a really good game tonight.
Ruben, what do you think about Hurts after week one here?
You know, I'm really not that concerned about the interceptions, and here's why. Even look at last year, he's never been a guy to throw a lot of interceptions. I think at the end of last year, he threw a bunch, and it was just a mess. The offense was a mess. The play calling was a mess. Communication between him and the coaches was a mess. It was just a bad situation. Now, going into last year, even as late as the Buffalo game last year, he was still one of the top 10 all-time in best interception ratio. And he's had a flurry of them, and it's got to stop. But I think it will, because that's just not the player that he's been most of his career.
So I agree that he's not someone that does that, but the sample size of him turning it over is getting bigger and bigger. In his last 10 games, he has 19 touchdowns to 16 interceptions and fumbles. That's almost 1 for 1. That can't happen. So I saw in training camp, he went 305 throws without an interception. It was incredibly impressive. So I do still believe that he will be smart with the ball this year, but the sample size of him being reckless is getting larger and larger, and they can't win if he plays that way.
Ike, that's a fair point by everyone there. And my favorite part of Jalen Hurts when he first started as Eagles quarterback was he didn't turn the ball over. He didn't put the ball in harm's way. That has changed. It has changed in a significant way. Where are you on Hurts right now?
Oh, I'm good. I think last week he may have gotten too excited, too confident, and just trusting his teammates to be able to make a play no matter where he puts the ball in. And I think that's pretty much what last week was. I think he realizes he can't play that way. When you listen to him talk the other day about that game, he seems to have a good grasp on the importance of good quarterback play and good decision making. So to me, that bodes well moving forward. And here's the other thing that I've noticed with him this last week. His demeanor seems to be in an upbeat sort of manner. He seems to be positive. He seems to have a clear mind about what he wants to do and where he thinks this team can go and how good they can be. And he knows that he can't be the reason why they don't reach their potential.
And that wasn't the case at the end of last year.
It really wasn't.
He's in a much better place.
I love where he's at right now mentally, man. He may have smiled more in the last week than I've seen him smile in the last year and a half.
Especially in that interview with Kelsey.
Right?
But
he's laughing, he's joking. Like that's to me, that stuff says he's in a good place mentally.
And one thing, he has to be smarter with the ball. But one thing I don't think he's gotten enough credit for is he was excellent against the blitz last week. And all offseason, I killed him. Everyone killed him. You have to be better against the blitz. He was almost flawless. I don't think there was a single snap in that game where they got something he wasn't expecting. Didn't mean the Packers didn't run things that worked, but he looked in complete control before the snap. If he does that all season, this offense is going to score points. He has to be smarter, but the blitz thing was huge.
And he put up 34 points, and he finished strong. You know, those 2 second and longs to Devontae on that last 7.5-minute drive. If he finished that game with a pick or something like that, I'd be a little more concerned. But the guy put up 34 points, 410 yards, 25 first downs. Made some mistakes, but I think he's going to be better. I'm confident.
Yeah, and to Elliot's point about the blitzing, you notice the blitzing stopped.
Yep, 100%.
Because that's what happens when you beat the blitz. The other team says, you know what? We don't have the advantage. Let's stop blitzing. He's killing us. They were the number 1 ranked team last week versus the blitz.
And they went into the game wanting to blitz him into oblivion. And they beat it early. So if he can keep that up, look, the turnover-worthy plays are really bad. They could lose them games. But the blitz thing is a massive development from last year.
All right, so why do we think the turnover-worthy plays keep happening? He's a smart quarterback. He's been doing this for a long time. He knows that. And it wasn't against the blitz where he was pressured and it was like, uh-oh. Like, why do you think it's happening? So a theory I have is he's not as great of a runner as he used to be. And plays where maybe he would tuck it and run for a first down, now he's trying to squeeze the ball in there and stuff's happening that didn't used to happen. Because it doesn't make sense for a quarterback to get older and you would think smarter and make worse decisions. That's odd.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's fair. I think that's a fair assessment. I like that. When I look at, and you're trying to figure out why is Jalen now feeling like he needs to make a play or, he has to, as opposed to living to fight another day.
Right.
If you were down and you were losing at that point, you're trying to make something happen, that's understandable. But in both of those situations, in my opinion, the safer route is to either get rid of the ball or, like you said, just take off and run. And I think there's something about an athlete and a competitor that it's a double-edged sword. The confidence can work for you and against you. And when you have this type of offense, him as a quarterback probably feels they should score every time they get the ball.
Well, I think the other thing that was on display against the Packers is he might just not have a special arm. That doesn't mean he can't make all the throws. That doesn't mean they can't win the Super Bowl. He doesn't have an arm that makes up for mistakes. So while I think AJ was open in the end zone on that second interception, a stronger arm, that's a touchdown.
That guy.
The first interception to Devontae, great play by Xavier McKinney, but again, lofted it up. So Jalen has to be really, really smart with his decisions because he doesn't have the Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Mahomes arm where he can make up for it with just the throw.
Do we think he's trying to justify the contract, Rube? Because he didn't do that stuff. His arm hasn't changed. If anything, it probably got stronger as he gets older and stronger. He didn't used to make those decisions.
No, I think it's more the coaching changes, the lack of consistency. You look at the play calling last year. I really don't think he's wired that way where a big contract is going to affect him. I don't think that's it.
Hugh, do we expect less turnover-worthy plays tonight?
Less turnover-worthy?
Yeah.
I think he's going to, to be honest, if I'm being honest, there's going to be some times where you're going to probably wonder why did he make those throws? But I think he gets away with them. I think that they're as good as this defense is.
Against this secondary, it's a pretty good secondary.
It's a really good secondary, but I think it's going to be because you just don't. I think that you don't correct that.
Do you think
just
that's
one day in one game?
Do you think that's something that can be coached out of him, though?
Well, I think
you do. Okay,
but I also think that a lot of times in the heat of the moment, like just to say we all like to talk about the AJ Hours open play.
Yeah.
You get in the heat of the moment, you feeling yourself, you feel like you can make that play until you can't.
You got to know your limits.
Yeah, like the perfect example yesterday, Will Levis. Remember the play he made when he flicked it to the side?
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell he was thinking, but he thought that was the right thing to do in that situation. And the coach basically told him, he's like, hell, he did it 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Where he put the ball in harm's way. So that's why I'm saying, like, even Patrick Mahomes threw a couple of picks yesterday. I said I don't think when I say I think he's going to put the ball in harm's way, there'll probably be a couple throws tonight where you'd be like, damn, that was risky, because I think that's just how it is the first month of the season.
Yeah, interceptions happen.
With a new coordinator, new play caller.
Yeah,
But see, here's the thing. Interceptions happen. That's understandable. Late throws, throwing the ball across your body in the middle of the field, those are things that quarterbacks are taught not to do.
This is true.
Not to do.
He should know better.
Yeah.
Well, and tonight I know there's no AJ, so that complicates things. But most games, he has so many weapons, he doesn't need to force things.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to score enough points. They're going to move the football enough.
So I don't
that's
know.
not necessary.
Saquon. Just give it to Saquon.
So I think we lean a little bit on the weapons too much. Like, Jalen's going to have to make tough throws. They're facing good defenses. I'm not saying you have to force it, but I don't want a quarterback that's like Sam Bradford down back there, just taking check down after check down.
Check down's not a bad throw
On the
while.
Saquon touchdown, Goddard was open underneath. He passed on Goddard and threw into Saquon in double coverage. But why was it a great decision? Because it was a great throw. So he needs to also be willing to take some chances.
This is a top 10 quarterback that has played at the highest level. Why are we trying to treat him like he's some rookie quarterback, or he's a guy that nobody really wants him to lose the game for you? That's not him as a player. He is a top 10 quarterback. He's going to throw the ball. He's going to make good throws. He's going to get the ball where it needs to go. He just needs to not play hero ball.
I just need him to be a distributor. The guy that's going to join us an hour from now, he was a distributor in the Super Bowl.
Whoa.
Jalen's
he
better
was
than
a distributor.
Jalen's
better than that. He's better than
He's
that.
better than a distributor.
Game managers can win a lot of games in the
Foles'
NFL.
throw to Corey Clement wasn't a distributor throw. Like, Foles took chances in that game with the ball, but he made great throws. Like, that's what it comes down to. If you're going to take the risk, then you got to do it.
Well, I need less turnovers. I mean, they can't
That's
give
the
away
bottom line.
possessions.
That's the bottom line.
That's the bottom line. This is the Eagles Radio Network presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865 on 94 WIP.
Since 1904, Philly's top sandwich pros and homemakers have always started the exact same way, with those legendary Amoroso's rolls baked fresh daily. Pick up a six-pack of Amoroso's Eagles tailgate rolls at your favorite supermarkets and food stores. Want to make the very best sandwiches? Always start with the very best sandwich rolls. Amoroso's.
Why Philly sandwiches are world famous.
When you're looking to play, Bet Rivers will make your day. Take a chance, you'll see. You like slots, we've got lots. Blackjack, roulette, take your shot.
It's where you want to be. Bet Rivers Online Casino is your home for chance. With hundreds of slots, live table games, and more. Bet Rivers Online Casino. Check out the app.
Take a chance.
Must be 21 plus and physically present in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. Void where prohibited. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
At Pond Lehocky, we've recovered billions of dollars for our clients, and we're confident we can do the same for you. With over 250 years of combined courtroom experience, we've helped over 100,000 injured clients obtain some of the largest settlements in Pennsylvania. One conversation is all it takes to help you and your family get back on track. If you've been injured in an accident, give Pond Lehocky a call.
So you may have heard of Project 2025, a plan crafted by Trump and his MAGA loyalists to give Trump virtually unchecked political power and take Black America backwards. Here's how. Project 2025 strips away our voting rights protections, and it eliminates the Department of Education. It would siphon public school funding to private schools, leaving our kids behind. Planning on going to college? Good luck paying for it. Project 2025 cuts funding for federal student loans. Trump's Project 2025 would also make states monitor women's pregnancies, and it bans abortion. Project 2025 would also gut Obamacare, ripping away health care from millions. Simply put, Trump's Project 2025 would be devastating to Black America. But we can stop it by voting for Kamala Harris for president, because we are not going back.
I'm Kamala Harris, candidate for president, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Harris for president.
Golden Nugget Jewelers is where Philly gets engaged. Why? Because Golden Nugget carries famous designers like Tacori, Veragio, and many more. And with the largest inventory of loose diamonds around, they can also help you create your own design. Golden Nugget has the best price guarantee, a lifetime upgrade policy, and jewelers on site for same-day repairs and cleanings. Their friendly, family-oriented staff will make you look and feel like a hero. Golden Nugget Jewelers at the corner of 8th and Chestnut or at goldennuggetjewelry.com. It's where Philly gets engaged.
There are lessons to be learned every day, and every day is an opportunity to find our purpose. It begins with a game plan, not just thinking about short-term wins, but long-term goals. We are all quarterbacks of our financial future, and we have to be boldly committed to the process. Because when the lights are on, that's when preparation meets opportunity. Build your tomorrow at LincolnFinancial.com.
Lincoln Financial is the marketing name for Lincoln National Corporation and affiliates, copyright 2024. Lincoln Financial is a sponsor of Jalen Hurts, who has received compensation.
This week at Acme, don't miss the football item of the week. Snapple T12 packs for $8.99 each. Stop in and discover why football is better at Acme, your tailgating headquarters.
True Philly fans know that thirsty birds fly faster with Bird Gang Spirits. Bird Gang's starting lineup of bourbon, vodka, and tequilas are made for true Philly fans. The pre-gamers, the tailgaters, dieharders, and lifelongers. This year's limited edition release of Bird Gang commemorates the 75th anniversary of the Eagles' 1949 World Championship. Pick up a bottle at your liquor store today or order directly at BOTLD.com. Bird Gang Spirits. Go Birds! 2024 Birthday Spirit. Direct delivery available only to PA residents. Please drink responsibly.
This football season, get in the game at Acme. Buy participating products and receive touchdown tokens to redeem for entries into the Swoop In and Win sweepstakes. You can win 2025 Eagles season tickets or autographed Eagles merch and more. Acme, the official supermarket of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Hear Nick Sirianni's presser after the game on 94 WIP. You're listening to the Verizon pregame show on the Eagles Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Verizon pregame show. The Philadelphia Eagles powered by Verizon as we get set for the Eagles and the Falcons tonight. Monday Night Football, Lincoln Financial Field. It is Nick Foles night. Nick Foles will retire as an Eagle, officially be honored by the team, and he will join us right here coming up in, I'd say, about 40 minutes. Nick Foles will be live with us on the stage. Also coming up in about 25 minutes, one of you, someone out here at the Pepsi Plaza with us, is going to be up on stage leading us in an Eagles chant. We're looking for the best fan out there who's ready to go to lead us in an Eagles chant. Jack Fritz is going to pick that person coming up in just a few minutes. So we'd love to have someone up here. If you're coming to the stadium right now, come on by the Pepsi Plaza. All right, guys, let's get to the big picture here and the state of the race in the NFC.
The state of the race.
All right, guys, yesterday was an interesting day, especially when you look at the NFC and what happened here. So it was a good day for the Philadelphia Eagles. When it comes to the Lions lost, the 49ers lost, the Cowboys lost. But it also, Elliot, it opened up the door that maybe there's other teams in the NFC that are better than at least I thought they were, specifically a team we're going to see next Sunday in the Saints.
Yeah, that Saints game next week is going to be really tough. Playing in New Orleans, I think, is the toughest place to play in the NFL, besides maybe Dallas, because Eagles always seem to struggle there. But the Saints are good, and I know they played bad. They played a bad team week one, and the Cowboys, obviously, I think are a decent team, but they've blown them out. And we saw in 2022, like, great teams blow bad teams out, and they've done that. So the Eagles have to win tonight because I think next week's a really tough matchup.
So, Elliot, I agree with that, and it is what's on the menu, sponsored by Hatfield. Put pork on your fork. Visit simplyhatfield.com for game day recipe inspiration. Like I was saying earlier today feels like the kind of game, or tonight, where it's a tipping point for the season. Eagles win tonight, they're 2-0. They can go to 3-0 Sunday in New Orleans and be alone atop the NFC. Alone with a win over the Saints, right? And the Packers.
Tipping point of the season.
No, it is. So I'm telling you why.
All right.
If they lose tonight, they're 1-1, and they got a road trip that suddenly looks a lot different than it did 3 weeks ago.
And
daunting.
Tampa Bay the
Derek
next week.
Carr
Yes.
is daunting.
Have you seen their offensive first 2
Baker
weeks?
Mayfield is daunting.
91 points for the Saints in 2 weeks.
They put up 100 points already, man. Come on.
Listen,
Tonight's a big game.
It's the first 2 weeks of the season. I don't know what's real and what's not real. The Saints could finish 5-12 for all I know. And beating the Cowboys early in the year doesn't mean a thing. Doesn't mean a thing. Derek Carr is still Derek Carr, right? Last time I checked. When's the last time he won a playoff game?
Well, that'd be never.
I'll tell you,
That'd be
never. He's never won a playoff game. So why the hell am I worried about Derek Carr? Not worried about Derek Carr at all. And quite frankly, this is just a game. Now, listen, I think they're going to win tonight, and they need to win. But let's say if they don't win, it just means they're 1-1.
That means
right, but they missed
a lot of football left to play, man.
But we've seen this.
We're going to be sad.
We've seen this team collapse before.
Collapse?
Last year, did you see what happened when they lose 7 of the last 8 games?
Oh, my God, I'm so tired of hearing about last year.
Well, it matters. The owner himself. Yes, it does matter. The owner said they weren't resilient. That's his words. So
that's last year's team. That's not this year's team.
It's mostly the same team.
Yeah, but
it's the same head coach, the same quarterback,
not
the same
same atmosphere in the locker room.
I think you guys are looking at it the wrong way. Ike, you're right. It's early.
Yes,
but
it's
this
early.
But this is an opportunity to be atop the NFC. The
Sure.
Niners are down right now. By the way, we just got news that Deebo Samuel's hurt too. The Niners have a loss and they're down right now.
Yeah.
The Lions lost the game they probably shouldn't have yesterday.
Yeah.
The Cowboys lost the game. If the Eagles can win
They're
tonight,
1-1. Their season is over.
No, they're not over. But the Eagles, if they win tonight, they have a chance to be 3-0, and we're talking about them leading the NFC. It's a big game
Being a
tonight.
front runner.
A
Yes.
front runner. That's what they were in 22. That's what they were in 17.
It's a game they need to win because they are the better team and it's at home. So I'm not telling you that they shouldn't go out and win the game tonight. What I am saying, though, it's 2 weeks into the season, and there's nothing that's going to be defined right now in the season. You can't believe everything you see in the NFL the first few weeks of the season. Nobody plays in the preseason. Everyone's turning the ball over. I mean, the Chiefs sputtered through the season last year, and they went on and won the Super Bowl. So you want to be playing. As long as the Eagles are getting better each week, they're going to be stronger late in the season. They're beating the Falcons tonight. Quit trying to rub this game up like somehow if we lose this game, our season is over with.
Not over, but
it's
Hugh,
not
you
gonna
said
make
it's
us-
daunting.
It's not going to make us feel good.
Daunting road trip coming up.
It is not going to make us feel good. And I don't see why you sit there laughing and giggling because you feel the same way.
No, of
you know
course
it's going to hit different.
Any loss that we have, we're upset.
It's going to hit different tomorrow. We lose to the Falcons, dog.
But if they lose to the Falcons, and they're not going to lose to the Falcons, and then they go beat the Saints, then what?
Then everything is right with the world.
Okay.
But we got a whole week.
All right.
You know how it goes. We got a whole week to talk about it, though. It is not going to be good.
Here's what I do know. I know this is the best team in the NFC, the Eagles.
You know that?
The Eagles are the best team in the
All right.
NFC. The Eagles are the best team in the NFC.
I feel like
Why?
Why?
Yeah, why?
Well, because I think they got the best offense in the NFC. I think
agree with
they're the most balanced team in the NFC. They got the best offensive line in the NFC. I look at their defense. Defense isn't great, but I think it's good enough for now, and it'll get better as the season goes along. And when I look at the other teams, I can find flaws in every team in the NFC. Tell me the flawless team in the NFC.
There is none.
The 49ers, who just lost to Sam Darnold.
And who lost McCaffrey for weeks and weeks here.
And McCaffrey's out right now.
Deebo's now hurt.
The Cowboys, who got boat raced at home by the Saints.
I think the concern would be
The
the
Lions.
Yeah,
who-
the Lions.
The Lions who
yeah.
lost at home to Baker Mayfield.
They were 1-7 in the red zone. But so
Baker Mayfield
Baker
embarrassed the
Mayfield
Eagles
balling,
last year.
That was last year.
But last year matters.
No,
You
it
can't-
doesn't.
It does matter.
No, it doesn't.
You know when we'll all
You know
agree.
why last year doesn't matter? Because Saquon Barkley wasn't here
You know
last
what?
year.
We did.
That is true. Those are facts.
We did get Baker Mayfield paid, though.
Yeah.
We did. We got him paid. And
Shut up, Jack.
And since we got him paid, he has been balling.
Baker?
Yeah.
They should have lost that game yesterday.
They got outgained by 200 yards.
I didn't say what they should have did. What they did do is win.
You know how we'll all agree with you that they're the best team in the NFC? Beat the Falcons, beat the 2-0 Saints, beat the Bucks.
There you
That's
go.
what they're going to do.
Well, that's
That's
it.
what they're going to do.
And that's what I-
schedule is now more. It looks
And that's what
tougher
I
than
say.
we thought
It's
a month
a
ago.
The
daunting
schedule looks
task.
tougher.
Yeah, the Saints look like they could
It's
play.
Oh, the Saints, the Saints.
They scored 91 points in 2
It's
weeks.
daunting. It's a daunting.
Daunting
task.
feels like a
The
strong
Saints
word.
have scored
Daunting.
on every possession this season.
I know.
Oh, yeah. What defense have they played?
They played
The
Dallas.
Cowboys
Cowboys
defense. The
defense.
Cowboys defense.
Oh, the
is pretty
Cowboys defense
Did you
stinks.
see those world beaters a week ago? Michael Parsons and all those guys?
Well, that's because they played Deshaun
Michael
Watson.
Parsons was on the back of a milk carton.
All right,
yesterday.
coming up next, we will talk to Dave Spadaro. Who's playing wide receiver tonight? How many? Is it Covey? Is it Paris Campbell? We'll get that from Dave Spadaro coming up. Nick Foles joins us next hour, and someone here right in front of us going to join us for an Eagles chant coming up in about 15 minutes. This is the Eagles Radio Network presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865 on 94 WIP.
By the time you're finished listening to this Pepsi Zero Sugar, you'll be 15 seconds closer to kickoff. Stock up now. Eagles game day is so close, you can almost taste it. Eagles watching. Better with Pepsi.
Little Caesars has free delivery this week, and there's no catch.
No catch? But I'm a wide receiver. Does that mean I can't catch footballs anymore? Oh, no. I'm going to have to move back in with my parents.
No, it's free delivery. There's no catch, meaning it's actually free.
Oh, good. My parents will make me mow the lawn.
Get Little Caesars, official pizza partner of the Philadelphia Eagles, delivered on game day with free delivery for a limited time. Pizza. Offer valid 9/2 through 9/15 at participating Little Caesars stores on app and online orders, excluding third-party online sites. Taxes still apply. Cannot be combined with other offers. Limit 1 per person per day. Delivery is available at participating locations.
Eagles fans, you know about power on the field. But what about your power to choose who supplies your home electricity? When you choose NRG, you'll get a home energy plan that gives you more, like cash back, travel rewards, or charitable contributions. Best of all, switching to NRG is a snap. Visit picknrg.com/Eagles to experience what power should be. NRG, official energy provider of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Dear road rivals, let's talk about extra. Toyota offers tons of extra with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan good for 2 years or 25,000 miles. No-cost oil changes, no-cost tire rotations, no-cost fluid level adjustments, and more. That's a whole lot of extra at no cost from Toyota. Nissan and Ford charge extra for maintenance. And that's the kind of extra nobody needs. Try harder. Toyota.
Based on manufacturer's data as of 3/19/2024, covers normal factory scheduled service for 2 years or 25,000 miles, whichever occurs first. See participating dealer for coverage details.
When it comes to unique experiences, pick Tick Pick, an official fan experience partner of the Philadelphia Eagles. With no hidden fees ever, pick Tick Pick to attend an exclusive tailgate and Tick Pick landing at Lincoln Financial Field. A chance to win prizes or hold the American flag on the field. Pregame for every Eagles home game. You'll even have a chance to win a pair of tickets to the Eagles-Dallas game on December 29th. Download the Tick Pick app and enjoy the best experiences supporting your Philadelphia Eagles this season.
When you're cheering for the Eagles at the top of your lungs, intimidating rivals with your boisterous, loyal presence, just remember, the McDonald's app is cheering for you, rain or shine.
That's why Philly fans get a free Big Mac with a $2 purchase the day after the Eagles sack the quarterback. It's a Big Mac for a sack, only in the McDonald's app. Offer valid once a week at participating McDonald's the day after the game. Excludes tax. Must opt into rewards.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. By the time you're finished listening to this Pepsi Zero Sugar, you'll be 15 seconds closer to kickoff. Stock up now. Eagles game day is so close, you can almost taste it. Eagles watching. Better with Pepsi.
Just like our offensive line protects our star quarterback, plumbers protect the health of the nation. And Philadelphia Plumbers Union Local 690 is no different. In hospitals, commercial, industrial, and residential, with the best trained plumbers in the world, you can be sure your project is done on time and on budget, no matter how big or small. So when your business needs to build new or expand existing facilities, you can count on the members of Plumbers Union Local 690. Visit plumber690.org.
Pennsylvanians are creating their own soundtrack. Thanks to PA Lottery Scratch-Offs, excitement's back. Pennies, nickels, dimes, or quarters, no matter your choice, scratching's always in order. With big top prizes and second chance drawings, thrills await. They're out there calling. If it's excitement you seek and you're looking for action, play the PA Lottery. And keep on scratching. Must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
There are lessons to be learned every day, and every day is an opportunity to find our purpose. It begins with a game plan, not just thinking about short-term wins, but long-term goals. We are all quarterbacks of our financial future, and we have to be boldly committed to the process. Because when the lights are on, that's when preparation meets opportunity. Build your tomorrow at LincolnFinancial.com.
Lincoln Financial is the marketing name for Lincoln National Corporation and affiliates, copyright 2024. Lincoln Financial is a sponsor of Jalen Hurts, who has received compensation.
Breaking down all the action from this Eagles-Falcons game tomorrow on the afternoon show right here on WIP.
This is the Verizon Pregame Show on Eagles Radio.
Welcome back to the Verizon Pregame Show, the Philadelphia Eagles, powered by Verizon. And joining us right now, Dave Spadaro, as we get ready. Set. Let's do it. Let's do it, Dave. Eagles-Falcons Finally. tonight. It is Nick Foles night at the Linc. And Dave, the real home opener. I know last week was a home game, but tonight is the home opener. Dave, how we doing?
I was here at 6:30 in the morning, and there were like 15 cars lined up with a full pig on the grill. I mean,
there was smoke. It might have been an alligator.
Someone had an alligator.
I can tell the difference between a pig and an alligator. It was pig.
They were cooking alligators.
Good point, Dave. Good point.
I know that is no. I think everybody's fired up for it. I mean, I have a lot of I'm confident, of course, but after watching yesterday, you're reminded that in the NFL, the first couple of weeks of the season are always unpredictable. Teams are trying to find themselves, and I don't take anything for granted at all. I hope none of the fans do either. Why? What's Hugh Douglas saying?
He's just patting himself on the back.
No,
that's
listen.
all.
Because I've been saying that all day, and I've been getting ridiculed for it all day. I'm watching these games yesterday, and I'm like, damn.
Right.
It's like I thought I was in Twilight Zone.
It is a league of adjustments, and it is a league of matchups, and the Atlanta Falcons can't possibly be as bad offensively as they were last week. I think that they come in here, they get the ball out of Kirk Cousins' hands. They've got playmakers. They have good matchups. I mean, they're pretty good up front. And then defensively, I think they can really get after it. So I think it's going to be a very tough game.
And he worked for the Eagles.
Well, all right. Well, here's the adjustment the Eagles are going to have to make. No A.J. Brown tonight, which means another receiver has to step up. We'll make that guy the power player of the game. Sponsored by IBEW Local Union 98 in partnership with Nika Penn Delgers. They're proud to power progress in Philadelphia. Dave, what are you expecting at wide receiver tonight in terms of who gets those snaps? I mean, is this why they traded for Jahan Dotson?
I mean, Jahan will get a lot of snaps. I think Britton Covey gets some snaps inside. Maybe a little Paris Campbell, but I don't think it's just a focus on those players. We saw for a handful of snaps against Green Bay, 2 running back sets. I think you can displace Saquon. You can displace Kenny Gainwell. I think Will Shipley can create some good matchups for you. I like getting the ball to the tight ends. There's 3 tight ends active tonight. So I think this is a great opportunity to really evaluate what Kellen Moore does in makeshift situations, in late week personnel changes. I think there will be a lot of different personnel packages that just won't be traditional. But I do think Devontae gets 12 to 15 targets, and I think it's also time that Dallas Goedert becomes a big part of the offense.
Mm-hmm. All right, defensive side here, Dave. Last week, they made some plays, but they also gave up a lot of yards, and a lot of that was out of the slot. Avonte Maddox, do we expect him to be the slot again, or are we looking more at Cooper DeJean getting on the field a little bit more?
I think it's going to be Avonte. They've certainly given Cooper more work in practice. I just don't think he's quite ready yet.
Oh, we ready.
I know. I know.
We ready. We ready.
I just
want to see Cooper tonight.
Well, I think when Vic Fangio thinks he is prepared and ready to be that guy, he'll be the guy, and there's no doubt about it. But Isaiah Rodgers is active tonight, so I think you could see Isaiah outside and Q on the inside. I think there's some combinations that Vic can work with, and that's exciting that Isaiah is healthy and the hand is okay, and he gets to make his debut tonight.
Are we ready to say we've got ourselves a linebacker here in Philadelphia for the first time in a while? Dave, that game out of Zach Bond was remarkable last Friday night.
It was, to me, like, the personnel staff, they identified Zach, who played a lot of outside in New Orleans. They all took a look at him taking some reps inside. They figured that he could make the transition to this defense. And what he did was really, really amazing last week. Now, the league is about adjustments. He has film on him. The Falcons will target him. They will find weaknesses. They will find matchups. You will see him in space tonight. I know this one thing. He is not the linebacker we thought was going to be the main linebacker here, right? We all thought Devin White was going to be that guy. He is, again, inactive for the Philadelphia Eagles.
So did Devin, I think.
Yeah, I think Devin did too. And so that has – and I think – but Zach played really well. I'm glad to see Nakobe out there. He's fired up to play. I think the game plan for – they expect to see – Kirk Cousins under center more than he was last week. He wasn't mobile. I think the Falcons really want to get the ball out of his hands. And that means to me, Bijan Robinson in space, get the ball out to Drake London, find Kyle Pitts. And I know that Atlanta would love to match up Kyle Pitts against Avonte Maddox. That's why I'm not so sure he will be the guy getting all the reps in the nickel.
Dave, last week, Bryce Huff outsnapped by Brandon Graham in his first game as an Eagle. Is that a game thing, like Nick Sirianni said, or do we expect more of that? Because I know people were excited to see Bryce Huff. He wasn't on the field that much last week.
Hey, man, Bryce has to earn it, and Bryce hasn't earned it yet. And so until he does, he will work in a rotation. They will play him where they think he can help the scheme, and where he helped the scheme last week was setting the edge and trying to stop the run.
Just real quick. This idea that Bryce has to earn it to me is absurd.
Why?
He had more sacks than Josh Sweat, Brandon Graham, and Nolan Smith combined last year. He got $34 million in guaranteed money. If this was week 4 or 5, fine. But put the guy that's the best edge rusher out there and let him get more snaps.
You don't know the NFL, though. I mean, but
He was fourth in snaps.
This is for a different team. This is a new defensive coordinator,
Yeah.
and Vic Fangio is all about earning it, and he has not earned it. So I have no problem with that. I think it's a cancer if you have players think that they can walk on and play based on what they did in the past. When you have a new coordinator, I mean, Hugh and I can speak to it better than I. When you have a new coordinator, it is ground zero for everybody.
Yeah, we're not talking about a 4th-round rookie, though. We're talking about their number 1 free agent signing got less snaps than Brandon Graham and Nolan Smith last week. That shouldn't be happening.
Push back, Elliot. Push back.
How about get a pressure when you're out there? How about get close to the quarterback?
Go give him a chance to earn the money.
Push back, Elliot.
He has a chance every day in practice.
Exactly.
He had a chance in 3 preseason games.
Exactly.
He had 30 snaps last week, and I'm not down on Bryce Huff. I think he's going to
Well, it
work
sounds
his
like
way into it.
Then it sounds like the team is.
Push back, Elliot. Push back.
Nolan Smith was a first-round draft pick last year.
And Nolan Smith was awful last year and awful last week. So this idea that these other edge rushers have separated themselves.
He was all right.
Well,
I think you judge on I think we're judging players too much on sacks instead of how you fit into the defense. And I will contend that the defense gave up way too many big plays last week, but they were playing a good offense. They held twice in the red zone, and when the game was there to clinch, the pass rush was there, and they knocked Jordan Love out of the game and iced it out for the Eagles.
The defensive tackles did. I agree. Moro Jamo had a big pressure. Milton Williams had a big play on the 2-point conversion. This idea that Bryce hasn't separated himself from the edges.
Well, he hasn't, though.
None of the edges have been good.
Well, fine.
Bryce was the best edge of the 4 in the NFL last year. That shouldn't matter.
Well, and Elliot, in the big picture, they all need to be productive.
Well,
and they all need to play relatively the same amount of snaps. I'm fine with that.
I disagree with that.
Well, we'll see tonight how Vic Fangio divides the snaps up. Dave, we appreciate you hopping on. Looking forward to tonight. Nick Foles tonight, he'll join us in about a half hour. This is the Eagles Radio Network presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865 on 94 WIP.
Piazza Premium Automobiles is proud to serve as the halftime sponsor of the Eagles Radio Network. As the team drives for another win, experience ultimate luxury in a newer certified pre-owned vehicle from Piazza Premium Automobiles with exclusive brands like Land Rover, Jaguar, Porsche, BMW, Infiniti, Alfa Romeo, Maserati, and Mercedes-Benz. You're sure to elevate your drive. To find the Pennsylvania, Delaware, or New Jersey location nearest you, visit PiazzaPremiumAutos.com. Hey, football fans, with BetMGM's Second Chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second instead. That's right. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Pennsylvania only. Existing customer offer. Rewards vary. Subject to eligibility requirements. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, help is available. Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Welcome to Pond Lehocky, the largest workers' compensation law firm in Pennsylvania. With over 250 years of combined courtroom experience, we've helped over 100,000 injured and disabled workers obtain benefits, as well as some of the biggest settlements in the state. Even better, Pond Lehocky doesn't charge a dime until you win. If you've been injured at work, give Pond Lehocky a call.
Go green! For over 100 years, West Pharmaceutical Services has embraced commitment to sustainability for an evergreen planet. During the 2024 Eagles season, West is once again partnering with the Eagles for its Field Goal Forest program. With each successful field goal kicked this season, the Eagles and West will plant 30 trees. West is a proud sustainability partner of the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles and West, by your side for a healthier world. Learn more at westpharma.com/Eagles.
Dear road rivals, let's talk about extra. Toyota offers tons of extra with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan good for 2 years or 25,000 miles. No-cost oil changes, no-cost tire rotations, no-cost fluid level adjustments, and more. That's a whole lot of extra at no cost from Toyota. Nissan and Ford charge extra for maintenance. And that's the kind of extra nobody needs. Try harder. Toyota.
Based on manufacturer's data as of 3/19/2024, covers normal factory scheduled service for 2 years or 25,000 miles, whichever occurs first. See participating dealer for coverage details.
There are lessons to be learned every day, and every day is an opportunity to find our purpose. It begins with a game plan, Not just thinking about short-term wins, but long-term goals. We are all quarterbacks of our financial future, and we have to be boldly committed to the process. Because when the lights are on, that's when preparation meets opportunity. Build your tomorrow at LincolnFinancial.com.
Lincoln Financial is the marketing name for Lincoln National Corporation and affiliates, copyright 2024. Lincoln Financial is a sponsor of Jalen Hurts, who has received compensation.
True Philly fans know that thirsty birds fly faster with Bird Gang Spirits. Bird Gang's starting lineup of bourbon, vodka, and tequilas are made for true Philly fans. The pre-gamers, the tailgaters, dieharders, and lifelongers. This year's limited edition release of Bird Gang commemorates the 75th anniversary of the Eagles' 1949 World Championship. Pick up a bottle at your liquor store today or order directly at BOTLD.com. Bird Gang Spirits. Go Birds! 2024 Bird Gang Spirit. Direct delivery available only to PA residents. Please drink responsibly.
Sometimes your phone breaks.
Ugh.
Dude.
What the?
Oh, seriously? Hey, life happens. But at Verizon, we got you. Trade in any phone from one of our top brands in any condition, guaranteed, and get a great deal on the Google Pixel 9 with Unlimited Ultimate. And turn
No!
into, oh, yeah! Only on Verizon.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you don't just get a great workout, you get a great perk out because your membership is packed with perks. For $1 down and $24.99 a month, you'll get perks like access to any of our 2,400 clean and spacious locations. Bring your friend anytime and both work out with tons of equipment that'll give you that big fitness energy. Relax in the Black Card spa and more. Work out and perk out with the PF Black Card. Join for just $1 down and $24.99 a month.
Planet Fitness Philadelphia is a proud sponsor of the Philadelphia Eagles. Deal ends soon.
See Home Club for details.
Falcons, Eagles, and me and my man Joe, we're going to talk about it tomorrow, 10 to 2 on 94 WIP.
You're listening to the Verizon Pregame Show on the Eagles Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Verizon Pregame Show. The Philadelphia Eagles powered by Verizon. Joe Giglio, Ike Reese, Hugh Douglas, Elliott Shore-Parks, one of our special guests joining us here in just a minute to lead us in an Eagles chant on the Pepsi Plaza. Nick Foles going to join the show coming up at 7:20. Well, that was a fun last segment with Dave Spadaro, Elliott, as we debate.
It was spirited.
It was spirited. Bryce Huff and Elliott, it's going to be telling tonight how much he plays because everything you said is right. I mean, they did give him a lot of money to come in here and play, but
he should play the most snaps.
But it's also telling if they don't think right now he's better than Brandon Graham.
I agree
it's telling.
with that. Yeah, so it's one of two things. Either he should play the most or this was a bad signing.
Well, hold on. First of all, settle down over there, Mr. Huff.
He got his school clothes on.
Maybe he's playing in his perfect role, which is a situational pass rusher. That's what he is. That's what he is. A guy who plays 30 snaps a game, obvious passing situations.
But then they overpaid him.
Of course they overpaid him.
That's a problem.
Well, listen, but what are they going to do? Cut him?
No, play him. Play him.
What?
Put
He
him
can't
out on
play.
the field.
No. Did you see Josh Jacobs running up and down the field last week?
Yeah, with all those guys on the field.
But I'll tell you what, Bryce Huff didn't do anything to stop him.
Neither did Nolan Smith. Neither did Josh Sweat. Let's
BG
not act
did.
like BG's a good player.
All right, but can we all agree playing Brandon Graham this much is probably not sustainable at his age? They got to get Huff more ready to go.
Yeah,
at some point.
He's never going to be ready to go. How? What do you think? He's all of a sudden going to become a run defender? He's a pass rush
for
specialist.
$17 million a year.
Hey, but that's too bad. We spent the money. What are you going to do now? I don't know what to do about it. He's here.
You know what I need to do?
But what you do is you put him in the role where he can be best suited to get the most out of him, and that's rushing the passer. That's what he's best at. He's not good on first and second down.
All right, here, speaking of
that's
roles,
why he's not playing more right.
roles we're best suited for.
Tired of you, Elliot.
Each home game this year, we're going to have a fan come up and lead us in an Eagles chant at the end of the first hour of the pregame show. And tonight, we welcome on Johnny to the stage here. Johnny, what's up, man?
Who's Johnny?
Johnny.
Speaking to the mic, Johnny.
Welcome, Johnny.
How's it going?
Johnny, we're doing great.
How about the Cowboys?
Johnny.
Johnny, you gonna mess around and mess it up.
Oh, that was
everybody.
his way of saying.
I know.
He gonna mess it up.
All right, Johnny, where are you from, man?
Huntington Beach, California.
You came here from California tonight.
First game as a season ticket holder tonight.
Wow.
How about, so are you now here or are you just coming here for the games?
For the game.
So
How about that?
Yeah, this probably
hardcore.
How have you not brought up he's dressed like Jason Kelce?
Well, I was about to
Yeah.
do that. Well, that's why Jack Fritz picked him here. Jack was in charge tonight of pick. And is this the get up for every game or is this just tonight?
Just tonight.
All right, just tonight. Well, you look good. All right, so we're going to hand the mic to you here in a second. And are you ready to do this here? No pressure.
I'm ready.
It's just a home opener here. All right, so your
I
first
don't know,
game.
dog.
You think he's ready?
I don't know. He looks a little nervous to me.
No, I think he's got this.
He's had some Mike juice.
It's only my first game as a season ticket holder.
Yeah,
I've been here before.
He's had a few white juice. All right, Johnny, the floor is yours. Lead everyone here in an Eagles chant.
There you go. Just tear up the mic.
Ready? E-A-G-L-E-S Eagles!
All right, good job, Johnny. That's a good job. Johnny, we appreciate it. Enjoy the game tonight. That was darn good. All right,
That
Johnny.
was better than I thought it would.
Yeah, you had low expectations there from. All right, coming up, Howard Eskin joins us, Merrill Reese in the 7 o'clock hour, and we'll be joined by Nick Foles. This is the Eagles Radio Network presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865 on 94 WIP.
Barkley became a bird.
Back to Barkley. He pushes. He shoves. He's in. Touchdown!
And the Eagles return to North America with a victory.
It was a good win against a good opponent.
Tonight, the nation's eyes are on South Philadelphia as the Eagles host the Atlanta Falcons for the home opener at the Linc. Today's game is sponsored in part by PNC Bank, PDQ Restaurant Point of Sale Systems, Verizon, NovaCare Rehabilitation, your Delaware Valley Honda dealers, Deborah Heart and Lung Center, Acme, Piazza Auto Group, and IBEW Local Union 98. You're listening to the Verizon Pregame Show on the Eagles Radio Network, presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865.
Welcome back to the Verizon Pregame Show. The Philadelphia Eagles powered by Verizon. We are live tonight from Lincoln Financial Field. Joe Giglio joined by Ike Reese and Hugh Douglas, Elliott Shore Parks, and joining us right now, Howard Eskin, as we get set for Monday Night Football. Howard, how we doing?
We're just great. And we better if we didn't get the feedback.
Howard, we're blaming you for that one. Blaming Howard for that one. All right. Well, we're set. We'll get Howard figured out here. But as we get closer, Howard, you good now?
I guess I am.
All right. We're blaming you for that fully.
Sure, why not? They blame me for everything.
That's right. Howard, your thoughts on tonight?
I think it's going to be tougher than a lot of people think it's going to be.
Uh-oh.
And don't ask me.
Speak wise,
it doesn't.
Sage, man.
Well, no, it looks too easy. Whenever it's too easy, it's not easy. And now they saw how bad Atlanta was last week. They won the game. Now they've got two tough road games coming up, which we never thought were going to be tough road games, considering it was New Orleans and Tampa Bay. So I don't know can Atlanta be that bad? And I don't know how, but I think the Eagles are going to win. I just think it's going to be tougher than a lot of people think it's going to be. I don't have any question they're going to win the game. They have to win the game. This is an important game. They have to win the game.
I agree with that, Harry. But the way the Saints and Bucks look, it became a more important game.
Yes, and that's why they have to win the game.
Agreed.
Honestly, when I look at New Orleans and Tampa, if they come out of those two games 2-0, they are terrific. Now, I'm not sure they're going to do that. That's why this game is so important.
So a must-win game tonight? You agree?
Yeah, this early in the season, it's crazy to say.
Yeah.
But I think it's a must-win game today. But I think they'll win. Just think it's going to be scarier than it should be. And obviously, the quarterback can't turn the ball over.
Why is this a must-win game?
Because of the next two games coming up.
We don't even know about the next two games coming up. Derek Carr can get knocked out for the season next week.
Who?
Derek Carr.
Oh, the Eagles are going to knock him out of the game.
Good.
Okay.
Or he could play well again, and that's a tough
right.
game.
Or he could play well again.
My only thing is when we say must win, Okay, so if they lose, then what are we talking about? The season's over with?
We're gonna be
No,
sad.
Well, the town will go crazy. That's number one.
Okay.
They're not. Well, first of all, they're not going to lose this game.
Okay.
But it's a must-win game, in my opinion. I mean, it's just you asked for my opinion.
I just want to see how strong you believed in it. That's all.
I do believe in it.
I think things could really spiral if they were to lose next week. I mean, this is a team last year when things went rough, they didn't handle it well. So I'm not inviting adversity. I want to see this team. You have to win tonight because New Orleans and Tampa are really tough.
I look at it like this.
New Orleans and Tampa stinks.
I'm not sure about that. Okay. It's momentum, and that's what we're talking about. Because right now, if you're being honest, in a 2-game sampling size, the New Orleans Saints have the momentum. It looks like.
Let me ask you this. How much belief did you have in this team coming into the season to allow 2 interceptions to all of a sudden make everybody nervous Nellies up here?
I'm not nervous for that reason.
Well, I mean, if he didn't throw 2 interceptions last week, nobody would be saying anything right now. You'd be saying they're going to blow the Atlanta Falcons out.
I'm not looking at it from I'm not looking at it from an Eagles standpoint.
Okay.
I'm looking at it from an Atlanta standpoint that I really believe they will be better.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm with that too. See, I would say the game is going to be a tough game because Atlanta doesn't want to go to 0-2. They don't want to lose the first 2 games of the season.
Game.
And they have the Chiefs next week.
Listen, I got the Eagles winning 27-23, so I think it's going to be a tough game regardless. I'm just saying this idea that if they lose tonight, somehow that we're in trouble.
I didn't say
this
we're
is
in
the
trouble.
best
I
team.
think
It's
it's a
the
must-win
best
game.
team in the NFC. Why is it a must-win in week 2?
All right, but if they are the best team in the NFC, you come out of this at 3-1, and if they lose tonight, that becomes harder. Right, like when they've had their best seasons, they get off to big starts. Right,
I don't care about a stinking record, except for the end of the season. When we're in the Super Bowl, it'll be proven that we're the best team in the NFC.
Right, but a number
We're the
one
best
seed,
team in the NFC.
a number one seed helps with that.
Tonight, Eagles. I'm sick of this.
Ike Reese pandering to the fans.
That's what I do.
Howard, how are they getting by without AJ tonight? Who's having a big game, Howard?
You know what? I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm not okay that AJ Brown's not playing, but to count to say one player, if it's not the quarterback, is going to change things. I don't believe that.
Well, he's
I
the
think,
best player on the team, though.
No, the quarterback has to be the best player.
No,
on
he's
the
the
team.
most important.
Right,
Right,
but
okay.
AJ's the best player.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. But they have other receivers that can do the job. So I believe they're going to utilize and work in the other receivers.
Maybe run the ball a lot again with Saquon Barkley?
Because I think
Come on,
Atlanta-
Howard. These people want to run the ball. Everyone wants to run the ball, Howard.
I think Atlanta.
Run the ball, Howard.
I think Atlanta.
Now it's football season.
It officially starts now.
I think Atlanta's going to try to shut down the run to force Jalen Hurts to pass. I mean, without your
How can
wide
they
receiver,
shut down the run against the best offensive line in football?
stack the box.
Well, then the $250 million quarterback has to throw the ball and win the game.
Well, and that's the point.
Let's
So
go.
you're not going to run the ball as much.
But isn't it concerning to you the Falcons want the ball in Jalen's hand?
Wouldn't you
No.
after last week?
No, because you don't want it in Saquon Barkley's hands.
But Jalen.
Well, you would want it in his hand besides the quarterback.
I think what Elliott's trying to say, he's trying to make it seem like that's a bad thing. No, and I said it, in a small sampling size, if you're going to try to win this football game, that's probably the best route to go. Because
If you're the
Saquon,
Falcons.
if you're the
Saquon?
Falcons, no, the best route to
maybe
go
Jalen throw
would
it,
try to
yeah.
make Jalen throw the football.
I get it. We'll see how it plays out tonight, but I expect that. I mean, they're going to try to probably make Jalen. He's got to protect the footballer. Coming up next, Howard, we appreciate it. We'll be joined by Merrill Reese and then the MVP of Super Bowl 52,
hey,
Nick
Joe,
Foles.
let me just ask Merrill Reese. Nick Foles gave Chip Kelly a shout out. See how Merrill feels
I'm
about
sure
that.
he won't appreciate it. All right, this is the Eagles Radio Network presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865 on 94 WIP.
Hi, this is Joe Mederchik, PNC Bank Regional President. Sticking to the fundamentals, not wavering from the game plan, is a great philosophy for football and banking. And for nearly 160 years, our dedicated local PNC teams are in formation to help fans receive sound and reliable personalized financial advice to get them across the goal line. Because, as we see it, a win for them is a win for the greater Philadelphia community. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Hey, Eagles fans, this is Merrill Reese. Phones weren't made to be broken, but life happens. So when you break your phone, Verizon in Philly's got you. Trade in any phone from one of their top brands in any condition, guaranteed, and get a great deal on one of their best 5G phones with unlimited ultimate. Switch now and save. Available at a Philly area Verizon store.
What's on the menu for football season? Pork, of course. Get ready for game day with Hatfield and put some pork on your fork. Elevate your kickoff cuisine and halftime feast with Hatfield's winning lineup of marinated pork tenderloins, pork loin fillets, ground pork and sausage, bacon and ham. Whether you're the tailgate king or gridiron gourmet, Hatfield helps you savor the taste of victory. Visit simplyhatfield.com for play-by-play menu inspiration. Find your flavor with Hatfield.
Know what's below, because even minor excavation projects like installing a mailbox, building a patio, or putting up a fence can do major damage. Contact 811 before you dig, or visit pa1call.org to submit a locate request to have underground utilities marked.
Are you tailgating right now? Stop by the WIP Toyota Tailgate Zone next to the Wells Fargo Center for a chance to win Eagles Dallas tickets. Thanks to your local Tri-State Toyota dealers, proud partner of the Eagles. Toyota, official automotive partner of the NFL.
Did you know one of the world's fastest growing fintechs is right here in Philadelphia? Meet Freedom Pick, the next level technology reinventing the world of commerce. We are a network of winners, which is why we're proud to be a partner of the Philadelphia Eagles. Get to know us. We will show you technology that can transform your business. Or come work with us and become part of our global team. Freedom Pay.
This football season, get in the game at Acme. Buy participating products and receive touchdown tokens to redeem for entries into the Swoop In and Win sweepstakes. You could win 2025 Eagles season tickets or autographed Eagles merch and more. Acme, the official supermarket of the Philadelphia Eagles. This week at Acme, don't miss the football item of the week. Snapple T12 packs for $8.99 each. Stop in and discover why football is better at Acme, your tailgating headquarters.
Pennsylvanians are creating their own soundtrack thanks to PA Lottery Scratch-Off's Excitement's back. Pennies, nickels, dimes, or quarters, no matter your choice, scratching's always in order. With big top prizes and second chance drawings, thrills await. They're out there calling. If it's excitement you seek and you're looking for action, play the PA Lottery. And keep on scratching. Must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
At Hyundai, peace of mind comes from quality you can count on. That's why Hyundai vehicles offer advanced safety features to help you stay safer on the road, which led to Hyundai having 9 2024 IIHS top safety picks this year. Peace of mind. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer today. Hyundai, there's joy in every journey.
Lease an all-wheel drive Tucson for $229 a month, or get 1.99% APR, or up to $1,250 bonus cash. Hyundai is a proud partner of the Philadelphia Eagles. Offers end September 30th. Call 661-615-2112 for details.
The Eagles play here. Sports Radio 94 WIP. This is the Verizon pregame show on Eagles Radio.
Welcome back to the Verizon pregame show. The Philadelphia Eagles powered by Verizon. We are at the Pepsi Plaza getting ready for Monday Night Football, the Eagles and the Falcons. And in a few minutes, we'll be joined by a guy I know everyone knows very well. Very excited to have him here. Nick Foles set to join us in just a few minutes. And leading into Nick Foles, a guy that called his games for many years, including Super Bowl 52, is our guy, Merrill Reese from the booth. Merrill, how you doing tonight?
I am well. Give my very best to Nick. He's a special person, and this is his night.
It is his night, Merrill. It's going to be an awesome reception for him as he gets on to retiring officially as an Eagle. Merrill, before we get to your keys for the game tonight, what's your favorite Nick Foles moment? I mean, obviously there's Super Bowl 52, but so many great moments you got to call of his career.
Well, everybody's going to say that it was probably the Philly, because that's the most memorable play of all time.
But I think probably the most favorite moment I had was the touchdown pass he threw coming down the stretch when they needed the points, when he drove the team and then hit the pass to Zach Ertz where he got him in the end zone. And that was the key to wrapping up that game.
Yeah, it was an incredible throw, and Zach brought it in, and the Eagles had themselves a lead they never relinquished. Merrill, let's look forward to tonight. It's a big one. Monday Night Football, the Falcons are in. Eagles with a chance to get to 2-0. Merrill, what are you thinking about for the keys tonight?
Okay, number one, put immediate pressure on Falcons quarterback Kirk Cousins. Don't give him time to get into a rhythm. Number two, wrap up running back Bijan Robinson at the line of scrimmage. Last week, the Eagles' tackling was not sound, and too many big runs ensued. And three, no gifts, please. Turnovers killed. In game one, the Eagles were -2, and it could have been worse. Clean up the mistakes and start the season 2-0.
There we go. Merrill Reese with the keys to the game. Merrill, we appreciate it as always. We'll be listening on the call tonight with you and Mike Quick and Howard. Thank you, Merrill.
Thank you, Joe. Have a great night.
There he goes. Merrill Reese there. All right, guys, he brought up Bijan Robinson. We haven't talked, we've talked a lot about the Eagles and how they win the game tonight. But Hugh, the Falcons, a team you know pretty well, and they've added some pieces since you arrived back in Philadelphia. Are the Falcons a real threat tonight? How good are the Falcons? There was expectation heading into the season, and they stunk it up last week. Hugh, what are the Falcons?
I think they're a pretty good football team. I think defensively, they play really well. It's going to be one of those games where how are you going to try to get the ball to your playmakers? They got a good receiver in Drake London. We got a Kyle Pitts, the guy that's from here. He's probably going to try to come home and show off a little bit. So you want to make sure that you put as much pressure as you possibly can on Kirk Cousins and make them pick up where they left off that last week. Don't let them get comfortable at all. Don't let that offense get comfortable.
Elliot, what are you thinking about Atlanta? People expect them to win their division, and then they lay an egg last week 1 at home.
Yeah, Atlanta's the worst of the two teams tonight. That's the best way to put it. The Eagles are better at every position, I think, than the Falcons are. The issue is, will the Eagles keep them in the game? The Eagles have been the better team in a lot of games they've played. Going back to last year, they were the better team than Green Bay, but they made mistakes. So the Falcons are good enough that if the Eagles are reckless with the ball, they can make them pay. But the Falcons don't have the talent to hang with the Eagles if the Eagles play their A game.
Kirk Cousins, he's a guy that everyone loves to say, he's not that good, yet he usually plays well against the Eagles.
Yeah.
Of course, this game is not at 1 o'clock on a Sunday, so that means Kirk usually doesn't play well in prime time. What'd you see last week? It looked like he struggled to move last week.
Well, first and foremost, shout out to the Spartan dog, Captain Kirk Cousins. Got to make sure I get that out of there before I start ripping him. He just didn't look healthy last week. Didn't look healthy. They're going to try to put him under center tonight. Kirk Cousins is a big play action guy. He likes to run that stretch zone play where he has to move to get the ball to the running back on the outside. So that's going to be interesting for me, is watching how comfortable he is trying to run a different offense. Last week, I thought they tried to protect him by keeping him as a statue in the pocket, and it didn't work out. It'll be interesting to see what he looks like this week. If that Achilles is still bothering him, this should be a week that our defensive line gets after the Falcons quarterback.
And for as much as we talk about Jalen being reckless with the ball, Kirk Cousins will make big mistakes from the pocket if you pressure him up the middle. He will loft it up. Darius Slay's gotten him, I think, each of the last 2 years. So Kirk Cousins, if they get pressure on him, will give the defense a chance to go out and create a turnover.
Well, and that's been a key for the Eagles against Cousins. When they do well, like they did the last 2 years in week 2 in the primetime game to start the year, it's been pressure. I'm curious where you guys are at on the matchup against Bijan, especially the panelists up here that were all in on Bijan. This is the first matchup, Ike, between Bijan against the Eagles since the draft, that draft 2 years ago, and Jalen Carter, obviously, as the Eagles pick. Bijan, the challenge tonight, and how do you feel now that we have Jalen Carter here and they've got Bijan there?
Well, listen, I'm nervous about Bijan because of the way that we played last week. So here's what we need. We got to be able to get more than one tackler to the ball carrier, right? We got to be able to do that. Sounds like Nick Foles might be coming.
Yeah, it does.
We got it. Hold on. I'm still doing my analysis, everybody.
No one cares.
Nobody cares what you about to say right now.
We got to gang tackle Bijan Robinson tonight because we know how elusive he can be. Here's the ironic part. He is so much like Saquon Barkley. He's so much. Nicky Six, what's up, baby? Nick Foles, I'll let Nick interrupt my analysis because, quite frankly, it's his night.
Well, it is his
What
night.
is that, like a silk?
talk
You got,
over
what you got on Nick, like a silk jumper? What is that you got on?
You know what?
It's called the coaching outfit.
There it is. You know that voice very well. All right, everyone, give a warm welcome to Super Bowl 52 MVP, Nick Foles.
Hey! What's up, Billy?
Nick, welcome back, man. We're excited for you, excited for tonight. Nick, your first time, is this your first time back here since the Texans game in 2018?
It's my first time in the Linc since the Texans game, yes. First time in the Linc.
What's it feel like being back?
I mean, this is the most special place I've ever been, so I'm ready to watch them tonight and ready to have some fun. So let's go, Eagles. So, Nick, my question to you is, what, like right now, what does this feel like for you, man, to be the only quarterback in Eagles history to win it? I mean, it's just truly amazing. I mean, what makes this place special is y'all going into the league. I know y'all are going to be roaring tonight. You're going to be loud, very loud on Monday Night Football against the Falcons. So it's truly special to be here. I'm ready. Honestly, I'm ready for the energy. I have my kids here. I have my family. I got my nieces. So I'm ready for y'all to roar tonight.
Nick, you played in a lot of different cities in your career, but Philly clearly was different. What makes Philly so special to you?
They're right here, the fans, right? You know, it's just the city of brotherly love, wearing the midnight green. I never got to wear the Kelly green, but I love the Kelly green. It might be my favorite color. So I got to get a Kelly green jersey, but it's running out of the Linc. It's here. It's prime time. It's night. It's Monday Night Football. That's what's special. That's what my favorite thing is right here, right now, tonight.
Yeah, it's funny, Nick, because when we talk about you as a player, even though you were drafted here and you had a couple of different stints here, this fan base has followed you wherever you've gone and really rooted for your success. But we always come back to the idea that somehow Philadelphia and Nick Foles fit like hand in glove. Like, this is where you're supposed to be at. This is where, if anybody was going to win the Super Bowl for the Eagles, it was going to be a guy like yourself, man. So being drafted here, 12 years ago? What was that, 2012?
2012.
Yeah, 2012. Did you ever imagine that this is how your career would have gone?
No, I could have never imagined having the career I had or having the success with Philadelphia that I had. Obviously, it's a dream, but to do what we did here with the group of guys we have and the legends of the Philadelphia Eagles, the culture that's been here since the team began, it's just so special. And to be a part of that is my honor, and I'm so grateful for it.
I'm trying to figure out, like, what's it like? You can't go anywhere, right? Like, not in this city, man. You can't go anywhere without these fans showing you their appreciation and how much they love you, right? It's got to be a warm feeling, but at the same time, knowing you as humble as you are, you're probably a little embarrassed by it.
You know what? It's so special. Even today, I just mentioned that, like, it's Monday Night Football, and, like, I'm not playing, I'm retiring, but on Monday night primetime games, I always would take, like, a nap in the afternoon. But the adrenaline came back today, and I was so excited to watch this game with y'all. So it's special being here and being a part of Eagles history.
Nick, not only are you the only quarterback to win a Super Bowl, you also uttered one of the best phrases in Philly sports. You want Philly, Philly.
Yeah.
What was going through your mind when you called that? And when you think back to that play, what do you think about?
Oh, man, I just think that I'm so grateful that Trey threw a great ball. I mean, he made it easy on me. But I just think about that. It represents Philly, underdogs. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is why I love y'all. Let's go. Hey, I want this energy and even more tonight. That's what it's about. So bring it.
Well, you're going to get that. Nick Foles joining us here on the Eagles pregame show. All right, Nick, let's go back to that. Elliot just said, what were you thinking during it? What did you think when you walked over to Doug there on the sideline? Did you think he was going to say yes? What's going through your head as you said, hey, Doug, you want Philly, Philly?
You know what? I think in that situation, I was so locked into the game that, you know, we had a play called. We called timeout. I ran over there. And Doug and I had a lot of discussions about the Philly special. So right away, I was like, you know, 4th and 1 right here. There's no way New England will expect this. Tom just had a drop pass. They're not going to expect us to catch the ball and run this play. So going over there and saying, you want Philly, Philly, and then him pausing and say, yeah, let's do it. My biggest thing was not cheesing and smiling back to the huddle, knowing that the play was going to work on the biggest stage. And, you know, we got 6 points and it mattered.
So let me ask you this. Leading up to the Super Bowl, right? When Carson goes down and you have to go in and play and finish out the season and go into the postseason, the games didn't necessarily go great. And I'm wondering, what was your mindset at that time going into the playoffs? You hadn't hit your stride yet. What kept your confidence in yourself and your teammates during that time?
I think the biggest thing is my teammates. You know, they never doubted me. I knew what I could do, but at the same time, playing at the end of the season against teams, I mean, I remember the Oakland game here.
Christmas night.
And even my dad and I were talking. He's like, yeah, I remember that Oakland game we lost. And I was like, Dad, we didn't lose the game. It just felt like we lost. He's like, we won that one? Yeah, we had a 2-minute drive and won the game. I'm like, dang. But I'd say the biggest thing was I knew it was going to take time. I knew it was going to take reps. My teammates never doubted. My coaches never doubted. And then, you know, it was really the second half of the divisional playoff game against the Falcons where something happened. I know there's that, like, crazy play where we got points before halftime where it goes off the quad. I get sort of
Keanu Neal's knee.
There's something that happened at that point where something started triggering, and then in the second half there's completion. And obviously we know what happened in the NFC Championship game. The fans happened, and then we exploded.
Nick, I'm glad you brought that up. I think it's fitting that you're back tonight for the Atlanta game because that's when that run started against Atlanta. Nick, take me through your emotions as the ball went up to Julio Jones and he doesn't catch the ball. Because that ball, to me, hung up in the air for 10 minutes.
Oh, man, it hung up there forever. I was waiting. When that ball hit the ground, I mean, once again, it's to Julio, who's one of the greatest receivers ever. But for us to get that play, for our defense to have that goal line stand, to make it, I mean, that was truly special. And we just kept building off of that. And, you know, the thing about Philly that's so special is the brotherhood in the locker room and in this city. It is such a special city to play in. It's so much fun to play here. So I'm so excited to be here tonight. Like I said, I keep saying it, I'm excited to hear y'all roar tonight.
Oh, they're going to roar. Nick, give us your thoughts on this year's team. I know you got to talk to Jalen yesterday. Where do you think this year's team is? And Jalen Hurts, your thoughts on Jalen and his trajectory as a quarterback?
I mean, the sky's the limit for Jalen. I mean, what he's already done in his young career is truly amazing. The leadership he shows, the athletic ability, the clutch moments, the sky's the limit. If I know anything about this Philadelphia team and Philadelphia teams in history, it's the culture of the organization. It starts from the top down. And just being around the facility yesterday, you felt it. You felt the culture. I mean, you still got BG in there. Brandon Graham's holding it down, so I feel good. We got to give BG some love. I mean, final season, I'm pumped for BG.
Well, we're pumped for tonight. Have you thought about the reception you're going to get when you're out there on that field tonight? Because this is just a small version of it. When you get out there tonight, it might be the biggest roar in the history of the Linc. I mean, we don't get to welcome back Super Bowl MVPs very often already. Have you thought about this, Nick?
You know what? It's been very emotional being back, just thinking about it. My big thing is I know y'all, I'm so excited to be there on the field with y'all. I'm excited to embrace the fans. Y'all have what made this game so special for me, specifically in the city of Philadelphia. But I'm most excited to watch this Philadelphia team take on the Atlanta Falcons, and y'all make it impossible for Atlanta to move the ball and hear what's going on in offense. So I'm excited to watch y'all.
Nick, we have a favor to ask you before we go. We know you're a busy guy. You got to bounce around here. Would you lead everyone in an Eagles chant before you leave us? Can you do it?
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles! Let's go!
Nick Foles, thank you so much. Super Bowl 52 MVP, Nick Foles. We appreciate his time here. On the other side, we'll dive into predictions for tonight. Eagles, Falcons, Monday Night Football. Give a big hand to Nick Foles right here on the Eagles Radio Network, presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865 on 94 WIP.
The Nissan Rogue with available Google built-in helps you make the most of your drive. Take care of the small stuff, like, hey Google, cool down my car. And, hey Google, turn on the dog feeder. Or change up your adventure. Hey Google, navigate me to the nearest music venue. Handle your drive like a pro.
Experience the ultimate connection in the new 2024 Nissan Rogue. Now get a low $299 per month lease for 36 months on Rogue. Visit your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. Not equipped on all vehicles. Requires compatible device. Sequence is shortened and simulated. Activation of Nissan Connect services package required. Only use features when safe and legal to do so. Data rates may apply. Subject to third-party service availability. Google, Google Play, and Google Maps are trademarks of Google LLC. Well-qualified lessees. 2024 Rogue S all-wheel drive. $47.39 initial payment excludes tax, title, license, and $6.95 acquisition fee. Disposition fee due at lease end. Take from new dealer stock. Call 1-888-858-8319 for offer details. Ends 9/30/24.
Hi, it's Merrill. Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa is here to help you distress after the game. Visit them to restore, relax, or refresh with a much-needed massage or facial for an introductory price starting at just $79.95. They offer an abundance of facial and massage services. Visit any one of their 60 spas in Delaware, South Jersey, and Philadelphia, including the Lehigh Valley, or go to handandstone.com. Restrictions apply. See spa for details.
There are lessons to be learned every day, and every day is an opportunity to find our purpose. It begins with a game plan, not just thinking about short-term wins, but long-term goals. We are all quarterbacks of our financial future, and we have to be boldly committed to the process. Because when the lights are on, that's when preparation meets opportunity. Build your tomorrow at LincolnFinancial.com.
Lincoln Financial is the marketing name for Lincoln National Corporation and affiliates, copyright 2024. Lincoln Financial is a sponsor of Jalen Hurts, who has received compensation.
Where else can you roll the dice, spin the wheels, enjoy a variety of dining options and entertainment in Fishtown? Look no further than Rivers Casino. Take a chance on our $15 table games where the stakes are high and the fun never ends. From blackjack to craps to Spanish 21, we've got something for everyone. So what are you waiting for? Roll into the excitement with $15 table games at Rivers Casino. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Operating engineers are the men and women that move mountains. And the Engineers Labor Employer Cooperative, ELEC, puts them to work. They create opportunities for the men, women, and union signatory contractors of Local 825, repaving our roads, keeping our homes bright and warm, and even building our favorite team stadium. We understand infrastructure. That's why ELEC and Local 825 are ready to get to work.
This week at Acme, don't miss the football item of the week. Snapple T12 packs for $8.99 each. Stop in and discover why football is better at Acme, your tailgating headquarters.
True Philly fans know that thirsty birds fly faster with Bird Gang Spirits. Bird Gang's starting lineup of bourbon, vodka, and tequilas are made for true Philly fans. The pre-gamers, the tailgaters, die-harders, and lifelongers. This year's limited edition release of Bird Gang commemorates the 75th anniversary of the Eagles' 1949 World Championship. Pick up a bottle at your liquor store today or order directly at BOTLD.com. Bird Gang Spirits. Go Birds! 2024 Bird Gang Spirit. Direct delivery available only to PA residents. Please drink responsibly.
This football season, get in the game at Acme. Buy participating products and receive touchdown tokens to redeem for entries into the Swoop In and Win sweepstakes. You can win 2025 Eagle season tickets or autographed Eagles merch and more. Acme, the official supermarket of the Philadelphia Eagles.
You're listening to Eagles Falcons now. Listen to us break it down tomorrow on the WIP Afternoon Show, 2 to 6.
You're listening to the Verizon Pregame Show on the Eagles Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Verizon Pregame Show. The Philadelphia Eagles, powered by Verizon. We thank Nick Foles again for coming on by. That reception tonight is going to be incredible when this game starts. 8:15 is the kickoff. It's an ESPN game. And, of course, we got Merrill, Mike, and Howard on the call on WIP as the Eagles try to go to 1-0. And the Falcons, while we try to bury them at 0-2. Let's get to the keys to the game, brought to you by United Tire. For the best tire prices anywhere, don't drive alone. Drive United. Elliot, what are you thinking tonight for keys to a victory to go to 2-0?
3 keys with ESP.
So the first key is they got to tackle on defense. The Falcons don't have the talent to make big plays against the Eagles unless the Eagles miss tackles. Bijan Robinson's good at forcing missed tackles. Kyle Pitts is tough to bring down. The Eagles have to tackle well. If they do, the Falcons will struggle to move the ball.
Elliot, that's one that I think is a key because you look at what happened last week. Josh Jacobs ran all over them. It really got underrated how poorly they were playing against the run because they won. Yep. And at the end, they made some plays, right? The red zone, they made plays. They got a ball off of Jordan Love with Blankenship. But they got gashed in the run game last week.
Yeah, that's why I love the fact Vinny Curry. Look at Vinny Curry out there.
What's up, Vinny? What's up, Vinny?
Curry out there. Yeah, and that's why I'm actually happy at the way Coach Sirianni re-emphasized that all week. So you know that was a talking and a coaching point to the team. Nick Sirianni made sure he mentioned tackling every press conference that he's had since that game ended.
Yeah, he mentioned tackling and turnovers, Elliot. Those are the two things we heard a lot this past week.
Yeah, turnovers are key. The Eagles were the only team to win last week despite losing the turnover battle. And they're losing it far too often over the past 10 games going back to last year. So the Falcons have safeties that can make them pay. Justin Simmons, Jesse Bates, arguably the best safety duo in the NFL. Jalen can't put the ball up over the middle unless he is sure that it will get where it needs to go.
I agree with you on that. Yeah, they got arguably the best safety tandem in football.
Well, and that was what got Jalen last week on the first interception was the safety. Right? It was McKinney coming back over. That's a big one tonight. And one of those guys that will not be tackling tonight, it's a name that we talked about a little bit with Dave Spadaro. Hugh, what do you make of Devin White inactive tonight? A healthy, well, I guess healthy, but healthy enough scratch.
Man, I tell you, I just find it fascinating that this guy took all the snaps in the preseason, took every last one of the snaps as a first-team starter, and then all of a sudden, he's on the back of a milk carton right now. I mean, that just kind of tells you how Vic is seeing this. I don't get it, Joe.
Well,
I've never heard anything like it.
And I'll say this: Vic Fangio has obviously had an outstanding career, but he better be right. If you want to not play Bryce Huff, you want to bench Devin White, you want to not play Cooper DeJean until he's fully ready, then you better be right, because those are three of the more talented players on this defense that are sitting on the sideline just because Vic doesn't want to play them.
Well, yeah, we got to get Cooper out there. I don't know what we're doing. I had time to keep waiting to see Cooper. We need Cooper DeJean on the field.
I've never heard that 3 weeks thing. He only been here for 3 weeks. That's
all right. What that mean?
Yeah, kind of. You play football. You gotta get ready.
Well, he's been here since the spring.
Well, I was saying like 3 weeks back. Since he got healthy. Yeah. They gotta get him up. Hey, man. Hey, that's what they got treadmills for.
All right, I can understand the Bryce Huff thing. Make him earn it. Yes. I can understand the Devin White thing.
I don't.
I know you don't. I can understand the Devin White thing. If he doesn't look like one of the two best linebackers, all right, don't play him. Avonte Maddox was a liability last week. They got to be careful there. If they got Cooper DeJean, if they got Isaiah Rodgers back, they have an upgrade. I don't want to see Avonte getting torched again tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, Cooper DeJean, let's get him on the field.
And I think
they traded up for him in the second round.
No argument for Mike.
And I think Cooper DeJean is a better matchup too, because they're going to run the ball, and Cooper DeJean is a far better tackler than Avonte is. So I guarantee you the Falcons are going to run it right at Avonte to start the game, and he has to make them pay, because the Packers were unable to. They kept going after him in the Packers game. He didn't do anything.
And I wouldn't mind seeing Cooper matched up with Kyle Pitts.
I agree with that.
Kyle Pitts plays that tight end position, but he has a little bit of receiver to him.
You got a lot of receiver to him, Mike. You got and I don't know.
More receiver than tight end, it feels like.
Yeah, while you're playing. I don't know. That, to that point, I don't know if that's a good matchup for DeJean right out the gate.
Well, listen, he's got to
learn somehow. Yeah, you're right.
It's not a good matchup for Avonte.
Well, that's it. What's the better matchup for the Eagles? That's what we need to do. Hey, look, they threw Quinyon out there last week against Christian Watson.
Know what? And when I said that, I was thinking about that with Quinyon Mitchell. He was out there. He held his own.
Man, you got to let him learn, man.
Throw him into the deep end.
Listen, Quinyon gave up a couple plays, but he didn't stop competing.
That's the big thing.
And that's what I love about him, is that he was still out there fighting and almost came up with an interception. To me, Cooper DeJean is such a versatile athlete that you can put him out there and use him different ways. Why would if Johan Dotson could come here and he's placed into the starting lineup based on game plan, why can't I have Cooper DeJean out there based on the game plan? He doesn't need to know the entire playbook. He just needs to know the game plan for tonight.
And the Falcons receivers are not that good. They have Drake London, who's good, but outside of that, Darnell Mooney's a fine player. Ray McLeod is basically a special teams guy. So these are not the toughest matchups. At least last week, Christian Watson, Jaden Reed, those were tough matchups. Cooper DeJean should be able to do well against these receivers.
That boy, hey, Jalen's fit is out. Looks like a
Steve Harvey fit.
It looks like a trip to the podium after the game.
He's got his podium fit on?
Oh, man, he got his podium fit on.
You got to play well when the podium fits on.
That boy look clean.
That's that I'm from Texas look.
That's that I got money.
Yeah, that's that too.
Boy, does he just look like money?
Here's the only question I have: Is it a victory outfit, Hugh? That's all I need to know.
That looks like a victory outfit.
It's a nice fit.
He won't have it on if they lose. Then
That's for sure.
He'll have the team sweats on.
Oh, no. You got to bring one outfit. You got to be that confident. You bring one outfit to the party.
It's like when Carson showed up in that hat.
The hat?
Yeah,
he planned on winning that game by 3 scores. It didn't
You
work
bring
out.
like that. You bring a fit like that, you got to win the game, man. Got to win the game.
Well, you do. All right, Saquon Barkley, guys, 26 touches week 1. Do we expect that kind of workload again? Look, they signed him for 3 years. He's a guy that's had injury history, but he looked great in week 1. Do we expect that many touches again? All right.
And here's why, because AJ's not playing. So I think we lean a little more on Saquon. He may not get to 26, but I'd be surprised if he's not 20. At least 20 touches.
15 to 20.
15?
I said 15 to
20.
Yeah, he needs 20
All
plus.
right, then you don't need to be. Hey, listen, you don't need to be aggressive with it.
We're trying to get a win here, Hugh.
And I would not worry about Saquon's touches in terms of giving him too many. Let him go out there and be the great player he is. You gave him this money to impact games like tonight. Worry about week 15 when it's week 15.
Wait, hold on. Week 15 will get here at some point.
No, but
if they're going to win the Super Bowl, he's got to play 20 games.
Hold on, Nick Sirianni.
They're not
said
going
it
to
best.
the Super Bowl if you limit his touches.
Nick Sirianni said it best. They're not going into games on a pitch count or a carry count.
Yep.
If they need to manage Saquon's sort of body, he just won't practice all week.
Yeah, put him.
They don't practice anyway.
Put him in
That's what I'm
bubble tape.
saying. But that's what I'm saying. They'll just give him the day off or rest day.
After AJ got hurt, they should just do walkthroughs all week anyway from here on out. Yeah. I don't
Who
need him
needs
actually
real practice?
practicing. Yeah.
Now, I think without AJ tonight, I was thinking they'd have less touches, but without AJ, they might have to dial up 25 more.
He might get 25 tonight.
Well, the other thing is you keep the defense off the field, Hugh. If you have a lot of Saquon tonight, you limit possessions.
Yeah.
You keep that Falcon offense off the field.
I tell you what, that's the best defense against this defense is to keep that offense on the field.
Is defense still a luxury or is it a necessity now?
I'll follow
Not a
you.
necessity.
Stop it now. See, that's where we part ways at.
No,
right
I'm just
there.
saying. Because listen,
You see in the
last
NFL so
week-
far this season, defense is back, Hugh.
No, it's a couple teams that actually have. We don't really need one. If we score a lot of points, we'll be all right.
All right, that says Hugh Douglas. All right, on the other side, our predictions for the game tonight, the Eagles and the Falcons on Monday Night Football. This is the Eagles Radio Network, presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865 on 94 WIP.
Hey, Eagles fans, this is Merrill Reese. Phones weren't made to be broken, but life happens. So when you break your phone, Verizon in Philly's got you. Trade in any phone from one of their top brands in any condition, guaranteed, and get a great deal on one of their best 5G phones with unlimited ultimate. Switch now and save. Available at a Philly area Verizon store.
This truck season, think about all the things you can do in a Chevy truck. You'll be able to, or you can even just, with impressive towing, incredible bed and tailgate functionality, and multiple powertrains, Chevy trucks have what you need to get things done. When you want to do it all, Chevy's got you. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Here come the birds and another football season. BetParx has an amazing kickoff offer for new customers. Get a 50-1 odds boost on your pick to win this year's Pro Football Championship. New users sign up, make a deposit, and receive a 50-1 super odds boost. BetParx.com has all terms and conditions. Kansas City, San Fran, Baltimore, Detroit, Cincinnati, and Philadelphia are the favorites. Download the BetParx Sportsbook and online casino app right now and get your 50-1 super odds boost.
Must be 21 in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, or Maryland. Gambling problem, 1-800-GAMBLER.
Kick off game day the right way this season with Hers, the snack that's rooted in Philly. They've been a hometown favorite for nearly 8 decades and counting. So when you say their first team all flavor, you can taste it. Hers runs a deep roster of unbelievable flavors like zesty, sour cream and onion, sweet and smoky honey barbecue, and slightly spicy jalapeno kettle chips. So next Birds game, you can't help but go for 2. Bags, that is. Hers, rooted in flavor.
Golden Nugget Jewelers is where Philly gets engaged. Why? Because Golden Nugget carries famous designers like Tacori, Verragio, and many more. And with the largest inventory of loose diamonds around, they can also help you create your own design. Golden Nugget has the best price guarantee, a lifetime upgrade policy, and jewelers on site for same-day repairs and cleanings. Their friendly, family-oriented staff will make you look and feel like a hero. Golden Nugget Jewelers at the corner of 8th and Chestnut or at goldennuggetjewelry.com. It's where Philly gets engaged.
Jack Daniels and Coca-Cola tailgating and watching the birds. It doesn't get any better. So stop by your local PA Fine Wine and Good Spirits store and save $1 on cases of Jack and Coke and Jack and Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, along with Jack Honey and Lemonade, Jack and Ginger Ale, and Jack and Tennessee Apple Fizz. All ready to drink in a can. Jack and Coke, poured for the tailgate. Please drink responsibly. Whiskey Specialty, 7% ABV. Jack Daniels Distillery, Lynchburg, Tennessee. Jack Daniels Little Number 7, a registered trademarks of Jack Daniels Properties, Inc. Coca-Cola is a trademark of the Coca-Cola Company.
There are lessons to be learned every day, and every day is an opportunity to find our purpose. It begins with a game plan, not just thinking about short-term wins, but long-term goals. We are all quarterbacks of our financial future, and we have to be boldly committed to the process. Because when the lights are on, that's when preparation meets opportunity. Build your tomorrow at LincolnFinancial.com.
Lincoln Financial is the marketing name for Lincoln National Corporation and affiliates, copyright 2024. Lincoln Financial is a sponsor of Jalen Hurts, who has received compensation.
Sometimes your phone breaks. Ugh. Dude. What the? Oh, seriously? Hey, life happens. But at Verizon, we got you. Trade in any phone from one of our top brands in any condition, guaranteed, and get a great deal on the Google Pixel 9 with Unlimited Ultimate. And turn...
No!
Into... Oh, yeah! Only on Verizon.
It's Sean Ritchie. We're talking Eagles Falcons on the morning show, 6 to 10 on 94 WIP.
This is the Verizon pregame show on Eagles Radio.
Welcome back to the Verizon pregame show. The Philadelphia Eagles powered by Verizon. Eagles Falcons 8:15 kick tonight. The final game of week number 2 in the NFL, and our final chance to give some thoughts on tonight's game. We'll end with some predictions here in a minute. One thing we haven't talked much about, guys, before we get to the actual predictions on who's going to win, who's going to lose. What kind of game are we thinking about tonight? You know, week 1, I think we all thought it'd be a pretty high-scoring game, and it was. In fact, if it wasn't for some well-timed stops or turnovers, or whatever you want to say, that game could have been in the 40s easily, both ways. Yeah. I mean, both teams moved the football. It was an over game. It was a high-scoring game. What do we think about tonight? I mean, all Eagles games could end up that way, but no AJ tonight. I do wonder if it's more of a ground attack. Ike, are you expecting a high-scoring game tonight?
I don't think either team gets over 30.
Okay.
So if the 20s, I got high 20s, mid 20s. I don't know if you classify that as a high-scoring game.
You know what's funny? I have a number in my head, and I was kind of dealing with or going through what you're talking about.
Yeah, maybe when you guys played, but now I feel like you got to get over 30 for it to be high scoring.
Yeah. So I kind of feel like the possessions will be limited tonight. There'll be a lot more longer drives. The Falcons defense is better than anybody gives it credit for. A lot of names over there that people don't necessarily recognize, but they're a good defense. So I don't think this is a real high scoring game. This is going to be a game about the 2 running backs, in my opinion. So I think you're going to get ball controlled offenses.
Elliot, what are you thinking? I mean, I hear you on the 30, but I don't know if the first 2 weeks are a blip or is the NFL changing because no one's throwing the ball. There's been more field goals for the first 2 weeks than touchdowns, which has never happened before in the NFL.
Yeah, I think the Eagles got to get a lead early because if the Falcons get one, I think we could see low scoring where they're trying to control the clock. They're going to run the ball, keep the Eagles offense off the field. So that first drive tonight, with especially how electric this place is going to be, you got to score it tonight. You go 3 and out, the Falcons move the ball, that's when things could get ugly.
Hugh, what are you expecting tonight in terms of a kind of game? I mean, we have 2 teams that have great running backs, good quarterbacks, a lot of offense tonight, or in the middle?
You know what? I feel like it's going to be a physical competition. I've been kind of feeling like that for the last couple of days. When you talk about a lot of offense, like I said, I was kind of going back and forth. Okay, what is a lot of offense? I think both of these teams can score points. I think they have the personnel to score points. I think that it's going to be primarily a running game, but I think the tight ends get involved in this game, and I think the receivers are going to be pretty decent. So I'm looking at this. I know you didn't ask for a score, but I think this is going to be a physical game, a physical run the ball football game.
Well, if both running backs get going, it will be a lower scoring game, and the clock will move, and it will change things here. All right, let's get to our predictions for tonight's game. Eagles are a 5.5-point favorite tonight. Elliott Shore-Parks, how does this one play out?
I think the Eagles win the game tonight. I do think they go to 2-0. They're the better team. but I think it's going to be a close one. The loss of A.J. Brown is a big loss. He is the best player on the team. He's the key that makes that offense go. So we'll see how the offense moves, but I don't think the Falcons have it in them to win this game. I'm going 23-21 Eagles.
23-21 Eagles, which is a win, but that would be very, very tight there. Hugh Douglas, what are you feeling tonight? A game you were a little worried about today, Hugh. Where are you at?
You know what, man? Since I've been around Nick Foles, I've seen all these great fans and everything. I still think it's going to be a physical competition. I think it's going to be a tight game. But I'm thinking the score in my head is 28-24.
28-24. All right, that means 2 wins, but no covers here. So tight game, close game. All right, here's the way I view this. Look, the Eagles without AJ are obviously not as good of a team, but there should be enough here to win the football game. They're at home. They got this crowd behind them. They cannot lose on Nick Foles night. They cannot lose at home on Nick Foles night. And I believe Jalen Hurts will protect the football better than he did a week ago. Less turnovers, more possessions. They've scored on 6-8 possessions anyway last week. If they hold the football, they should score. And I think Saquon Barkley has another big game as he looks poised for a very, very big season. I'm going to go the Eagles 26, the Falcons 21. Eagles move to 2-0 tonight. Ike Reese, what do you got for us?
Bunch of scared asses up here. That's what I got. A bunch of scared asses up here. Are you think we losing tonight on Nick Foles night? Are you kidding me? I got the Eagles winning tonight, 30-20. Let's go! E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
Can't take Ike nowhere.
Was that 40-20?
Get him his neck.
40?
30,
Oh,
20,
30. Say 40. Take some overs off FanDuel.
Ike nowhere.
Oh, we got the Ike Reese jersey in the crowd.
Oh,
There we go.
wow.
They
Yes,
can't
I'm
lose.
talking about my cousin.
They can't lose on Ike Reese night. They can't
And
lose on
he
Ike Reese
showed up just for the prediction because he knew that was coming up.
That was coming.
All right, we got wins across the board here for the Eagles. Eagles and the Falcons coming up. Merrill and Mike are coming up on the call. Listen, this was a fun one.
Well, Devontae got a suit on tonight, boy.
That's because he's the number 1 tonight.
They got that drip on.
You know what that is? That's a 125-yard game.
That's
a 125 outfit.
Right there.
You look good, you play good.
That might be a two. That might be a 2 touchdown.
Boy, got
game.
a Kelly Green suit on.
Oh my goodness!
See, that's the reaction I wanted to my suit when I pulled it.
Maybe next week. All right, we appreciate everyone listening and being part of it. That wraps up the Verizon pregame show. Remember to stay tuned after the game for the PDQ Restaurant Point of Sale System post-game show with Rob Ellis and Jason Avant. For Ike Reese, Elliott Shore-Parks, Hugh Douglas, Ruben Frank, Dave Spadaro, Howard Eskin, Mel Reese, and Nick Foles, Mike Angelina, Danny Ryan, Caleb Flieger, Tucker Bagley, Austin Yim, Andrew Swank, Dan Wilson, and Jack Fritz. I'm Joe Giglio. Now stay tuned for Merrill and Mike as they bring you all the action on the Eagles Radio Network, presented by PNC. Brilliantly boring since 1865 on 94 WIP.